Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Welcome to the WWE King and Queen of the Ring watch along on the AWO's presenting the latest SmackDown Wrestling and Sports channel. Welcome to the live watch along. We're in the middle of a pre-show match, kickoff match for the women's tag team titles right now. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, the challengers, taking on Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the champions. And yeah, we got about 13 minutes to the actual event starts, but we're going to be able, right now this match is going on, so yeah, okay. I hope you make sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you're new watching this channel for the first time, please feel free to, feel free to comment, watch along with me, and me see, alright, do whatever. It'll be a fun afternoon. I just ate lunch. So yeah, let's enjoy this. All right, man. We're gonna see. This is gonna be a long show, obviously. Couple hours. So yeah, if you've been watching, you know what? You'll notice that, yeah, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill retained. So feel free to comment in the chat, say hello, talking for some time, and yeah, man. Yeah, remember, make sure to like, share, subscribe. AWO Sports and Wrestling, Wrestling and Sports channel, man. So, come join me. If you got, I said invitations too. If you want to talk, talk. It's also, yeah. Basically just talk about what's going on. No. How many times has the brick eaten for the first time? Sounds like Hulk Hogan tear lie. I don't know. This is joy, man. This is going to be a long-ass show, guys. Well, you guys some of your viewers are used to long-ass show. You watch toy streams, so this is nothing new. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got like what 9 minutes. So I'm gonna just kick back and relax. We'll talk whatever. Because you got 9 minutes to the actual show. I know, man. I know. Yeah, I did watch that live. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen if they do more stuff in Australia or in Asia. Australia and Asia Pacific is they're gonna make you have to wake up such an early time, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I like to welcome in Wizard. What's up,
Oh,
Wizard?
what's up?
Good, I'm good. Just ate stuff. That's what I'm here.
That pre-show match came out of nowhere.
It was announced last night.
I didn't watch SmackDown last night.
Yeah. That's if you didn't watch SmackDown, yeah, you wouldn't know that. But yeah, he says hail. All right, yeah. How are you, man?
I'm good. It's lunchtime for me, so
Yeah, man. I don't know if I'm gonna go on Tony's stream tonight after doing this stream.
yeah.
Maybe. No, Tony said he might not do a stream, right? This week? Didn't he say he might not do a stream this week?
I don't think so. Like,
Or
I think
one
he's
of these
doing one
weeks?
I know. I think at the end of the month,
Okay.
or just because it's whenever too many games is, he's gonna be gone for a whole week.
Too many games. When is that? Where's the schedule? Oh, June. Oh, no. Too many games is in June, the end of June, not in,
Yeah, so that's the only time he's taking a break.
Yeah.
I don't think he's taken anything. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't say anything about not streaming tonight. So
Sure. All right. Let me see, Tony. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, man. Let's check out. Okay, I gotta get rid of this. Check out some wrestling stuff. All right. I'm sorry, guys, if as you don't do early streams like this, but blame WWE for that.
yeah, it's like is SummerSlam at least domestic? Like, it feels like all their next pay-per-views are all overseas.
Oh, SummerSlam's in Cleveland, so that'd be a night. I definitely will be coming in gabbings for that, man.
Yeah. That's gonna be because, like, I'll be on panel. Before, when I was watching the stream, I could have the stream on one screen, just listening, and then just watch the wrestling. I don't need to hear the commentary. But now I'm gonna be on panel, so it'll be difficult.
Also, well, I'm not paying at all to see Double or Nothing, man. I'm gonna watch it. I'm just not paying to watch it. I'm not gonna pay to watch Double or Nothing, man. Don't worry about it. I'm just Money in the Bank's in Toronto. Ontario, Canada. That's where Money in the Bank is. Okay. The next pay-per-views are WWE pay-per-views is Clash at the Castle in June, Money in the Bank, then SummerSlam, then Bash at Berlin. I'm looking at this. I was watching that pre-show match. I don't that audience they were trying to get noise. They're trying to they're trying to cheer. Oh my god, it's so lackluster.
Yeah, Saudi's always a weak crowd.
And the thing is, they're in a huge stadium too with a lot of people, but like most of the people there just don't care. And I'm telling you, at least 95, 97, 98% of the audience is men. Men.
Yeah.
Okay? You could find a woman. I see some women, but it's majority men. I know wrestling is mostly men dominated, but when you see wrestling in other countries, like the U.S., Canada, Europe, whatever, you see a lot of women too. Here, you can barely find. You have to dig hard to find a woman. Also, because the women are also the way you can determine if it's a woman is because they're covered, right? They're covered with I guess what do they call it? Is it burqa, whatever it's called?
Well, the burqa is when they're the full
burqa.
covered. The hijab is when it's just the hair.
It's the hijab, right? Because I don't think they're all. I think it's just the hijab they're wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably won't even know who Uncle Howdy is. Yeah. This crowd is so bad. It's. Man. And I know they're not going to stop going to this country because they have so much money. But these wrestlers pretend like, oh yeah, this is such a great place to go. The crowds are so into it. No, they're not. Stop lying to themselves. Stop lying. And
I hope at least when the contract's up, I hope they
they're gonna renew it. I know they're gonna renew the contract. They are. Yeah, see that's the thing. This is true. This is true. They used to force females to wear t-shirts over their skin suits. Now they just have like the skin suits on, which technically covers their whole body. Yeah, they are. They are. Money, man, because they get a lot of money. They get a lot of money. I know if they go... I know... Oh, so that... What the hell is Becky Lynch wearing? Whatever. I know they're going to... like, if they ever go to Japan, I know the Japanese crowd is like quiet, but it's respectful. Here it's just like, okay. Look at
this. It's just a dead crowd.
A dead crowd, and like there's gotta be at least, and the stadium they're in, it's gotta be at least more than 20,000 that could fit in that stadium. It's such a, oh my god, because we know Clash of the Castle is gonna kill this crowd out of the water. I'm sorry. I just know in a month from now, Clash of the Castle's crowd is good. The Americans crowd, I mean, look, we compared the European crowds to the American crowds, you know, right? The American crowds are much better than this crowd.
I wonder what the Saudi
Tokyo Dome.
I wonder what the Saudi crowds are like for soccer games if they get
I'm sure they're louder for soccer games, right? The thing about soccer is it's the most popular sport in the world because it's the easiest to play in terms of access. You don't have problems with football, right? You have like you have a football here, right, in North America because you have to pay for all that stuff. And 6 stars, yes, right. All in soccer, all you gotta do is go to the park and kick a ball. But I'm sure the crowd is fine for soccer. Yeah, see. Poor countries love soccer because they can't really afford to play football or baseball or hockey, or even some poor countries do like basketball, but not as much. Yeah. Oh my God. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. So here in the U.S. in Jeddah. They really should stay. If they really wanted to market internationally, they really should have stayed in Europe, some European countries. Go to Asia, and not specifically. I know India has a huge market, but I feel like the Indian crowd is going to cheer the wrong people. I'm sorry. Okay, go to like Japan, and Australia. Yeah, yeah. Yes, it's true. This is true. Let's see. All right. It's all about who's gonna what match is gonna kick off the show. That's the question. It's probably one King and the Queen matches are probably gonna kick off the show. All right. That's just Sami Zayn's now in Saudi Arabia. He wasn't. He didn't go to Saudi Arabia because of Syria and Saudi's relations, whatever. I don't know. All right. How long is the show supposed to be? Around 3 hours. 5 matches for 3 hours. The thing is, they go all out for these shows, and the crowd's just dead for them. It's just.
Yeah, this will be a viewers watching at home kind of show, I guess.
Yeah. King and Queen of the Ring. All right. Trying to look for at least one woman.
Usually you can, there's sometimes they're there, but it's definitely like very rarely. Yeah, I saw one earlier.
Yeah, they're starting with Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. This is your match, Red. I know how much you hate Becky Lynch.
Red's like, I'm gonna check out for a little bit. I knew, because Becky usually starts the shows, I feel. She's dressed like she's like a 1920s gangster or if she joined the Brawling Brutes.
It's like, I'm not wearing a skin suit. I'm gonna wear whatever I want. I'm gonna wear
Wear a
something
suit.
cover something. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a suit to cover myself. I'm not wearing a skin suit. I like the other women wrestlers. Nah, nah. You know what they should do? They should have Becky kiss Liv Morgan in the ring and see what happens. What the reaction
Yeah,
would be
they
like?
get beheaded.
Yeah.
You just want to see Becky
Hey.
kiss Liv Morgan, Aaron. Don't lie.
Yeah.
You don't care. You wouldn't care if they did that in Saudi Arabia or like
Oh, it'll be
Toronto.
much.
You want to see it.
You get beheaded.
Well, remember in kayfabe, Liv Morgan and Lana were like lovers.
Oh
or
yeah,
something that was
yes.
barely elaborated on and never properly explained.
Don't remind me. That was one of the worst storylines right there. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was I remember that. The whole Bobby Lashley, Lana, Rusev, Liv Morgan, all that whole thing.
Yeah, that's how they brought Liv back was to interrupt the wedding.
Yeah.
And then Bobby Lashley's ex-wife or whatever in that same bit is like somebody, wasn't she? Like she was.
It's Electra Lopez.
Yeah, Elektra Lopez.
Yeah. With like the girl Phantasma or Phantasma, whatever. Yeah. It's Electra Lopez. I don't know if they ever mentioned that.
They will not. They won't.
No. Say, wait, aren't you my wife? My ex?
Like if they do some like looks like my ex-wife, that'd be a funny bit, but no one's gonna remember that.
Because people didn't like that story. Like nobody liked that time. Oh, here's Liv Morgan in red.
After watching the video package, I think Liv wins it.
Yeah. Let's see what the odds are. If Liv wins this, all she's gonna do is lose it to Rhea. I'm sorry. Rhea's gonna take the title
Maybe.
back. It's, here.
Is Becky actually gonna wrestle? Like it's not like unless she would like remove a fake jacket or something. But like that seems like it would be very hot to wrestle in 92-degree weather.
Oh man, you really hate Becky. Did she get cheers? Oh, for a stadium, the cheers are so low. No, Becky actually. They might want her at Clash of the Castle. I know it's Scotland, but still, right? I don't.
Yeah. It could just be as simple as having a match there, but not for a belt.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like if Rhea came back, she doesn't need to put the belt on her right away because she still has that same presence and that same high level without the belt.
Yeah, that's true. But we really want the belt. Okay.
Yeah, like that's not a. It's just she looks like she's just wrestling in a suit, which is I guess what she's going for. But it's like, come on, not even in like a cool way.
She's probably like, yeah, I'm not fucking wearing a skin suit. I'll wear what I want. She's wrestling in a
But
blazer.
like it's still a skin suit. It just looks like a suit.
She can't say I'm the man in Saudi. She can't say that. She can't use that. I am the man in Saudi. Can you imagine if can you imagine if
I think she did come out to the man earlier. That was on the Titantron.
Oh, really? Did I get away with that in Saudi?
I think so. Yeah, like they don't. A lot of them don't speak English, Darren. Like they don't know. They don't know what she's saying.
Yeah.
There's some cheers going and all that. They're not too dead. At least not yet.
No.
I'm trying to figure out who Becky reminds me of in this suit. Like she looks like Jack Skellington.
Oh, yeah, from Nightmare, right? Yeah, before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
They're gonna do live. They're gonna do live and live. Oh wait, no. Ooh. Let's see if Becky puts live over today. Becky sometimes does put people over.
I was reading talk about AEW about Adam Copeland not putting anyone over and how like if Malachi loses, then it's like over for him and
Copeland didn't sound AEW to put anybody over. He's there for his last hurrah.
yeah, and it's like even in WWE they said his last run he didn't put anyone over.
Yeah. Jericho is actually the one trying to put people over despite.
He's just trying to get himself over at the same time.
Yeah. And he's trying to put Hook over. I just don't see what's so interesting about Hook.
But he doesn't talk. That's what's.
He doesn't talk. He doesn't look like someone. He doesn't talk, and he's tough. He's Patrice is a tough guy, right? No nonsense tough guy, but he's small too. So it doesn't makes me seem like he's a fake. Okay, like another mental health break.
Yeah,
he has a good. He has a health.
If he doesn't go over, he's gone. Like he's leaving.
Yeah, I mean, he has his wife is WWE. I think he's all good. His wife is a WWE, Selena.
I think Buddy leaves. I don't know about Brody. I don't know if Brody would go with him or stay in WWE or stay in AEW because he's never been in WWE. So
yeah,
they want to make House of Black a thing and WWE.
Yeah, the House of Black. They have Rhea's husband in there or boyfriend. I don't know if they're married, but Buddy Murphy.
They're not married yet.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, like people, it was believed that they'd get married while she was injured. Just while.
Yeah, that's why she got injured, so she could get married and go on honeymoon.
Again, as I try to say, it's like it's just more that it's because in WWE you can't take the break, so it's like you're on the break anyway. So
they could give her a week off.
Yeah, exactly. You get a week, but if it's like might as well you're injured, have the longer time.
That's true.
You're not gonna work. You're not working anyway.
Yeah. Buddy's leaving too.
Yeah, 100%. If
Uh,
if Malachi leaves, Buddy's leaving. Buddy might just leave anyway, but
let's see. All right. We should be back soon anyway. I think it's not really a long injury. It's
yeah, it
not like
wasn't. Yeah, unless she uses it to take a break too, but otherwise, I think people said like May or maybe August at the very latest. I think maybe
she
I don't
got
know what I
hurt.
heard.
She got hurt. I think she got hurt in the second week after WrestleMania. The second week after WrestleMania, or maybe or was it the Raw following WrestleMania? It was one of those. It was one of those. So she got hurt in April. It's May now, right?
Yeah.
So May would be.
May's almost over.
So they said about 3 months. So July she could probably come back, and then Meso mid August. Like July, she could make some appearances.
And then is July
Yeah.
SummerSlam, or is that?
No. August. Actually, SummerSlam's very early August. August the 3rd.
Okay, so she'll probably come back at SummerSlam, or like the Monday after.
SummerSlam, yeah, August 3rd, 2024.
They don't have to rush her out right when she's cleared. You can just let her get in.
Will.
Like right when she get her in, like wait a little bit, and then it'll be like SummerSlam. Whoever is the champion holds up the belt, and then it's like is my bird.
It depends on Becky Lynch if she's taking a little break before signing an extension. There's a good chance Becky Lynch might not sign the contract, an extension, might take a little bit of a break, and then sign the new contract. And if that's the case, you need something like Rhea Ripley to carry the load, the popularity, the fan fare.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how they want to. It won't be that long, really, before she's back anyway.
This match, if Becky Lynch wins, she probably signs that contract. She probably signed it.
Yeah. Either way, she wanted to take a break anyway, so I could just see her dropping the title to Liv, and then Liv holds it for.
Yeah, she was supposed to take a break after, yes, but they needed her. They needed her because of Rhea.
Like, have Liv hold it until Rhea comes back. Rhea beats her, she's champion again, kind of thing, and then you finish the storyline with Liv and Rhea. Do the match you didn't get to do. Rhea's champion again. You can kind of do them all at the same, get them all checked off at the same time. And then she can just hold it. Because it's not like the world champion is like the marquee champion for the women's division. That's still like Bayley's championship,
Not right now. Because Bayley doesn't really have a feud.
No, but as far as like being like the brand ambassador kind of title,
she doesn't really have a feud right now. Bayley,
it's always the main. It's always the main title. Like when they go and do their interviews and stuff, like the women's world championship is like, it's such a wrestling type, wrestling belt. Not really like a cool belt like the WWE championship. I just wish also they didn't have the belts be copies of the main of like the men's belts. I don't like that. I wish they had like just the normal women's championship looked completely different, and then some other belt instead of the world heavyweight, some other belt for because you can't have heavyweight women. Like they're not.
Well, there's no division in women. Like there's no specific.
Like heavyweight belts for the men is kayfabe to make it seem like it's a legit like UFC style belt.
The thing is, even in men's, Yes, the World Heavyweight Championship, stuff like that. They don't call it that anymore because people that win the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title could be classified as heavyweights too.
Yeah, but it just does that, like, it's
Yeah.
just meant to for that sports kind of look. But having the women's World Heavyweight
Which
Championship,
is stupid in wrestling. It makes sense
yeah,
in UFC. It makes sense in boxing, UFC, but it's stupid wrestling because even back in the day when they had the U.S. titles, Intercontinental titles, the guys who like Austin was heavyweight champion, but he won the Intercontinental title. The
yeah.
Rock. It's really really stupid.
Like it'd be like if the women's world championship was like the women's cruiserweight championship.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would count for almost all of them except for like Nia and Jade or whatever. But
that is like a super heavyweight.
like it'd be like it would work, but and I mean that's the thing. It's not world heavyweight championship. It's world championship. Like
Okay, Red. If this does happen, you have to tell me what you broke. What you?
what do you say? I'm watching the show, so I don't see the chat.
If Becky kicks out of Oblivion, I'm going to break something in my general vicinity. So he's going to break something if she kicks out of Oblivion. Weight classes are completely meaningless. Yeah, Red. Exactly. Weight classes are completely meaningless.
Yeah. If the only time when they had the cruiserweight championship and there was an actual weight cut off.
Until Rey Mysterio became heavyweight champion. Like, come on. Yeah. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero in WCW, they all wrestled in the cruiserweight division. In WWE, they became champions, the world heavyweight champion, whatever. Like, oh. Becky's in trouble. Becky's in trouble. Oh. Oh, what's is this happening?
You're a little bit faster than me.
I think Red. I'm saying I think Red might be happy tonight. Oh, nice.
Like I think it's about 10 to 12 seconds or so. You're ahead of me.
Dom. Oh yeah, Dom. He kind of looks a little conflicted.
Yeah, well, because I think he's like not really falling for Liv or whatever. Like they're trying to, if there's a romance thing or just more like.
Also, yeah, he's like Liv cost Rhea Ripley the title, but also she doesn't want Becky to be the champion.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Oh, right on.
Oh, it's over. It's over. Oh.
Yeah.
with Dominic.
Yeah. Here you go, Red.
This is going to be when Rhea Ripley comes. You know what's going to happen now? Rhea Ripley is going to be pissed off at Dominic when she comes back.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
at the same time, it's like, well, now you get to fight Liv for the title, so it's like you get both of the things. I think that Liv will now force her way into Judgment Day, like, and she'll just start like commanding them or something.
Oh, she doesn't fit that group.
I mean, no one.
Honestly, if David Priest turns babyface and Rhea Ripley turns babyface, Judgment Day is dead.
Well, Judgment Day will die by SummerSlam, probably. Like they'll.
Yeah.
And then they'll do like an Irish Ace
tag
team.
Those are the two biggest. Those are the two biggest stars of Judgment Day. They're dead. They took both of those two turn babyface.
Yeah.
Because Rhea Ripley is turning babyface after that. I'm telling you, Rhea Ripley is going to turn babyface. Dom is like, oh shit, mommy's gonna be pissed at me.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the only title change, because I think Samuel will retain. I want Chad to win, but I think Samuel will retain.
Liv is going to hold his title till SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley's taking the title back. I'm calling it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
They'll let her have it for a while.
All right. We'll see. We'll see.
Becky will take her break.
We'll see if we'll see. We'll see if there's some reports coming out in the next few days about Becky Lynch's contract status. We'll see that. Yeah. Hey. They flew AJ Styles all the way to Australia just to cost LA Knight the match in the Elimination Chamber. So, yeah. Next is probably where they they're promoting Crown Jewel next time they come back to Saudi. I think. I don't know. No, WWE Experience. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's like the Disneyland in Saudi Arabia.
What? Wait. Why does Saudi Arabia get something like that and America doesn't?
Saudi Arabia, like, I think paid to build it. Like
fuck.
They want to be like a big tourist place, and so yeah, they
want to pretend
I mean, people have been wanting that like Hall of Fame building built like that forever, with like all the WWE memorabilia and stuff. Like just this big. That'd be great.
Oh my god. This is what they should do. Yes. Build up a storyline. I can't wait
they were kind of hinting at that for a while about them.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that was maybe Dom trying to play maybe for Rhea, but then still helping Liv. And then, like I said, I think
they should do if Rhea does turn on Dom, or she goes babyface. They should really do one of the weird things that WWE doesn't do: an intergender tag match, Dom versus Rhea. So I would love to see that.
Dom versus Rhea would be good. I think what it'll be is I think Dom will turn on Rhea because Dom needs his heat. And if Rhea turns face on Dom, Rhea
Dom has the most heat. Dom has the most heat in the wrestling business because he cannot get off a word, and he cannot get anything off. The crowd just.
But yeah, I think if they want to turn Liv more heel, and have Dom go even more heel and split from Judgment Day in general, is have Liv and Dom, Dom turns on Rhea and costs her, the title shot with Liv or something like that, and then it's like, Liv is my new mommy or something. The crowd's all boo, and then Liv
is my new mommy.
It'd be easy to do that.
Come here, Dom. Dom.
And then it plays into the whole like, oh, I took everything from you, Rhea, kind of thing.
But Becky Hogan.
So now it's the Intercontinental title match.
Yeah, it is. So they're doing I guess they're doing the King and Queen ring. I'm curious. The Logan Paul Cody Rhodes match, is that going to be the main event now? Because
100%, that's the main event. It's the WWE Championship. It's got a main event. And then there'll be, after this will be Queen, and then it'll be King, and then it'll be main event.
Yeah. I liked for the King, I like to see actually Randy Orton go over. It's a better storyline there.
If it seems like no one's getting a King gimmick, or at least you're not forced into the King gimmick, like I feel like if Nia won, she could do a Queen gimmick and get some heat, and who cares? But Lyra can kind of wear like a cool feathery crown, but not go all Queenie.
I don't want to see. Okay. I'd rather have Lyra win, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think Nia's going to win, but I don't want to see Nia Bailey.
But like Randy can win King of the Ring, and it'll just be an accolade. It won't be a gimmick that he has to force himself on.
Yeah, the thing is, Gunther and Randy don't really need King to be as a push, right?
Yeah.
They really don't need that. So it's clearly for storyline purposes. Them.
And which I like that they didn't. So far, what it would seem is they're not going to try to force a King gimmick.
I mean, it didn't really help. It didn't. Last time when they did King and the Queen, it didn't help Xavier as Lena at all.
Yeah, and it ruins like in the video games, because then they make them like the King gimmick or Queen gimmick, and by the time you get the video game, they don't have that gimmick anymore, so it's worthless. It's like, what is this?
It's become of a joke, King and Queen.
But Triple H is smart, so
for Lyra, it would help Lyra for sure more than any of the Nia. I mean,
Nia, I could see them just doing it for heat. Which, if Randy wins it, then Nia is winning it.
You can have like one face and one heel win it.
Yeah, and then if Randy and Cody, it'll be a face and face match, and Nia Bailey,
they kind of teased Bailey and Nia last night, so
it's like
it's too obvious. It's really obvious. It was so weird.
Maxine goes all the way over to Saudi Arabia just to get kicked back to the backstage by
Chad's like, go to the back. Yeah, it was so weird. It's like I was watching SmackDown.
She's got to come back out then.
I was watching SmackDown in the finals on the SmackDown, right, for Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax, and because SmackDown was in Saudi, right, and Nia Valkyrie was sitting in the crowd. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much men around her. Be careful. It was so awkward seeing a crowd of mostly men.
I mean, there's a lot of kids more than anything. Like there are still kids there at least. It's not an AEW crowd where they're all like 30-year-old guys.
A pigeon. She's a Valkyrie, man, or something like that. Lyra Valkyria. I think she's a Valkyrie. I think she's a Valkyrie.
It's mainly she's inspired by the Morgan, which is an Irish folklore, like witch.
Yes.
So that's why she has like the raven feathers and stuff. Like she literally could be Lyra, like Morgana or whatever, and it would have made more sense than like. There's nothing really Valkyrie about her, because she's Irish. She's not Norse.
Yeah, so that makes sense for Morgana or Morgan.
Well, yeah, it can't be Morgan because of the Liv Morgan thing.
Morgan. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
well, they spell it differently.
Yeah,
Obviously.
it would be Morgan or Lyra Morgan. I'm sure that was on because they have the list of like the names that they try out. I'm sure that was
if
on
she's
there.
inspired by the character, she should be a supernatural character, causing spells.
Yeah, but then that's too far, because then the witches are already there and they're never even on TV anymore.
I know. I hate that. I like that team though.
Yeah.
They should be used more. Dawn and Albus Fire, man. They should be used more. I don't know. Seriously.
They called them up just to like unify those belts, or
Just
after
to
they
use
unified
the
the
titles,
belts.
yeah, unify.
And it's just like, set back down for the love. Like, they're not even on TV.
They're racing their talent.
Yeah, and they did these video packages for them. I'm wanting the belts again, and then they disappeared again. It was like,
yeah,
come on. And then they're gonna get released in the batch of releases. There's the QR code.
Oh yeah, people. I don't know if Uncle Hallie's gonna show tonight.
No, if they do the QR code, then he's not. Because remember when Bray came back, they had the full on like, is that Extreme Rules? So I imagine
they had a date when they did Brave. They had that.
Yeah.
They hinted at.
Yeah, they did, and then they did the countdown at the beginning of the show. They kept advertising the bunny and the Extreme Rules. Like they let you know. During the show, it popped up. Like when he's coming, they'll tell you.
Oldest can get involved in this match, right? It's a triple threat match.
Yeah, it's no DQ because it's triple threat. That's why he's out here.
Look at Sammy.
Yeah, they're just playing his.
He's not Saudi. He's Syrian.
Well, he's Muslim, right?
Yeah, he is, but he's from Western democracy, man.
Like Sammy being a guy that can get hometown pops in 2 different countries, like, because he gets them in Saudi and gets them in Canada.
Well, yeah.
Especially that year that he got it like twice, because he wrestled Roman and then he wrestled in the tag match or whatever they were doing when he had it was him and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sammy's gonna win. Like, I think that Liv was the only title change.
He's become their new token after Mansoor's left. That's what he's become.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's Spider-Man.
I'm gonna be right back.
All right. This is they're not gonna have him lose here. It's so obvious. Because where they're at. Heck, if he was in the match with Cody Rhodes, they would have him win against Cody Rhodes, okay? if he was here. Okay? If they had him against Roman Reigns here, he would win against Roman Reigns. I'm sorry. He's a new token boy now. So he's replacing Mansoor. We're cheering ole, ole, ole. Do they even know what ole, ole, ole is? It's not even. It's not even. I bet you they have no idea what ole, ole, ole is. And the prick versus Cody. Yeah, but the Rock versus Cody would be a bigger match and get more people interested than Gunther versus Cody. Mainstream rise. Ooh, there goes. Look. You know what? Like Bronson Reed. Like Bam big and athletic. Yeah, but it's French. It's actually Spanish. It's Spanish. Ole 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 is Spanish for praising, for cheering or praising a performance. An approval, yeah. It's Spanish. And yeah, they use ole ole in some places where Sami Zayn's like in Montreal. He's he's not Spanish. He's French. It's a soccer chant now. It's become a soccer chant. But yeah, but they don't use this chant in Spain, but it is Spanish. Yeah, he's Syrian and French Canadian. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna he's gonna try to pick up Bronson. Oh my God. Bronson looks like a bowling ball. Can wall him up, wall him. Man, I so want Chad Gable to win this match, but you're not gonna have Sammy lose
I
here.
think he will win, but he's not going to win here.
No,
Like,
yeah.
I
You're not
think
gonna
he's
have
going to
Sammy
lose
lose
it.
here.
He's going to kick out Alpha Academy, I think, and then Otis will break out, and then they'll have like a feud with him and Otis, and then he'll win his singles title probably. Maybe at SummerSlam.
No, you know what? They might do it in Toronto. I know it's not Sammy's hometown, but it's still Canada. And they might make him lose there. They won't lose him. Sami Zayn, every time we go to Saudi Arabia, Sami Zayn is not losing at all. You could have him face Cody Rhodes here, and he'll win against Cody Rhodes. Like Mansoor. Mansoor won against everybody. He's not hometown, man. He's not. Oh my God. Hometown? Like Brad said, he's Syrian and French Canadian. Hometown is French Canadian. And wrestling, there's no such thing as hometown advantage.
No, but you have hometown like favorite. That's a thing.
Favorite, but there's no such thing as advantage, right? You know, like it's not like in sports where the home team has advantage in some aspects, like in right? There's no such thing that in wrestling, man.
I don't even know if home team advantage is really a thing in sports. Like,
it is. Yes, it is. In baseball, it is. Because you always get the last at bats.
okay, so like
losing.
actually like a advantage.
Um,
Because my mind would go to like, because I don't know sports much, so my mind would go to like being used to the field, but it's like it's kind of the same kind of everywhere kind of thing. So
in some sports, home the crowd does play factor. Like in football, the crowd does play a factor a lot. Depending on how loud the football crowd is. Same in basketball. I wouldn't say so much in baseball or hockey. But certainly not in wrestling.
you know, I don't think he's ever gotten a legit win on a Blue Thunder Bomb.
No.
Kind of like the Falcon Arrow. It looks nice, but no one ever wins with one.
I like the Falcon Arrow. A really good version. Sammy. Oh. Bronson's like the guy who never is like dangerous, but never wins the big one.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, I don't know, man. I think
I don't feel suicide dives are just overdone these days.
it is. It really
If
is.
you're not going over the top rope like Undertaker or Roman do, then it's like, eh.
I think suicide dive is actually might be more dangerous than going up the top rope. Because you're going like straight head first. Suicide dive is basically going head first,
Yeah.
right? Or top rope, you're not really going head first because you're trying to use your body, your chest, right? That's why it's called a suicide dive. And when you screw up a suicide dive, it doesn't look good. I see Sasha Banks screw up suicide dive. She lands on her head. You can, Lita's famous for her neck because of that. She had she was out for a year because of the suicide
Undertaker,
dive.
the
Yes.
Snuka's son or whatever, not catching him or whatever.
Yes. I know, like Tony says, he has a problem with people going to the top rope, and there's people waiting for them to on the.
Yeah.
But the reason they do that is for safety.
Yeah, and then it's just don't do it so much.
Yeah.
That's really it.
It's safety. It's safety. That's all it is for safety.
I feel like it happens like once every 3 weeks or something. Like once every week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here.
Like nothing wrong with doing like an axe handle. Like they're standing outside and you jump off and you do an axe handle because at least like you're still landing safely, but it's still a move. Like they used to do that all the time.
Oh. Now you see what now Otis is getting involved. Come on, Otis. Do the. I wonder. Look, Otis, he's conflicted.
Oh, he's gonna hit Chad. Sammy's gonna duck.
Oh. Oh, that was a. Oh. Wait. Ross had never recovered? Oh my god. I like conflicted Otis. Yeah, that was. I think I expected something like that to happen, and Sammy with the kick, with the haluva kick to Bronson Reed. Bronson gets pinned 1, 2, 3. It protects Chad Gable here in this situation. Of course she's pissed off. All right. Yes, he will. Oh man, here's Degrassi. Oh, what's up, Degrassi?
Hello.
How are you doing? How are you enjoying the show?
Yeah, I've kind of been in and out. I haven't been paying like real close attention, but I'm watching.
Oh, you had a lot.
I'm still flummoxed that there are women in the ring wrestling in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, it's been going on for what, since 2019, maybe 2019.
Yeah, it still blows my mind.
You see the crowd. There's like barely any women in the crowd.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and the crowd is awful. This crowd's not good. It's like it's one of the worst crowds. It's night and day compared to American crowds, and American crowds are night and day compared to European crowds.
Yeah, but that crowd in, what was it, Lyon or Nice or wherever?
Yeah, France, Lyon, France.
Yeah, that crowd. I couldn't. Of course, they're not as hot as a North American audience, but they were pretty hyped up, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, you should see a Japanese crowd. They don't.
Oh no, I have. Yeah, they're crazy.
They're silent though. The Japanese crowd. They're very silent.
That's
crowd.
what I'm saying. But
yeah,
that's the creep factor for me. It's just they're more technical, and they always have been. It's always
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, that's because of Japan. Wrestling is not like, we say here, North American wrestling is kind of like a show. How it's run a show. In Japan, they don't see it that way.
No, it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still about personality, but
yeah.
personalities, but it's all about technique and.
Yeah, it's like it's more of a. They see it as a sport, even though they don't.
Sport, yeah. Baseball in Japan is just baseball in Asia altogether is.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are rabid.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, I think. It's not America's pastime anymore. It's becoming
football
a global pastime. I don't like baseball though. Just the more and more I read about baseball in Asia, it's just unreal. I know.
Well, you could thank World War II for that. If it wasn't for the Americans on Japanese soil and Asian soil, baseball wouldn't be big in Asia.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's true.
Is my boy Sammy Brand Muffins been on here at all, or is he still?
Sami Zayn?
No, Sam Roberts.
I don't think he is. I don't think he was here for this.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He wasn't in the pre-show or nothing.
No.
I like Sam. I understand why people don't. Right, I've known Sam for a long time, and he's gotten better. He's aging well.
My only issue with Sam Roberts is what he said about Bianca. When Bianca was in NXT like 6-7 years ago, it was a long time ago. But I
just personally, as a human being and a person, I like Sam Roberts. It's more than just his personality. He's just going back as far as I have with his story and who he is and what he's done.
I have no problem. I just like how crusty at the time with his hair, but that's.
Oh yeah, because because he was the butt of a.
Yeah.
He was the butt of the joke for years, but now he's like it's just watching a little boy grow up and become a man.
Yeah, he's
got a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful children and a couple of fantastic careers going on, and he's done well for himself, and I'm almost proud of him.
He's him and Pete Rosenberg are doing well for WWE.
Yeah,
Pete Rosenberg especially works with I think it works with Michael Kay in New York.
Yeah.
ESPN or Nesson. They do pretty well. Yeah. You're like surprised they're like women wrestle now. They're covered. Well, you're not surprised they're covered up.
No, I figured they wouldn't be showing much skin at all.
I said Liv Morgan and Becky should have kissed in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, no, I mean, was that Liv Morgan that was in the red?
Yeah.
The tight red leather.
Yeah.
Even that, I mean, they're still wearing makeup, and it's probably a lot for them over there. I don't know how. I understand that they're trying to normalize relations with their former enemies and enemies perceived, and they're moving into. Yeah,
Saudi's
they're coming out of the Stone Age,
Saudi's one of the few Middle Eastern countries trying to be more, I guess you could say, progressive.
Yeah, and that's I can't argue with that, but still, there's still some problems.
I mean, the women have to still be covered up. Now they're gonna say it's a religion thing, which I think is bullshit.
Well, I mean, that's the crutch. That's the crutch. That's the. What else you want? What other word you want to use? The shield, the defense. The
you know what that is? You know what that is? It really means that men are weak because it shows that men get easily sexually.
Well, that's about. I mean, that's most religion is about. About, there's a huge oppression of. Of women in every religion. Nearly every religion.
It's because exactly even in our religion, Degrassi and Judaism, it's like that too. Very religious. Women have to be covered up too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not to extent not to extent like Muslim, but
I'm an atheist.
I know, but I'm sure you're well aware.
I've seen it all.
And there's very religious Jews out there. I'm not religious at all. I'll be honest with you. Like you, I'm not.
No, me either.
They can't be in the movie theaters because there might be women there. They can't be in a restaurant. There might be women there. Because men are afraid. They're afraid that I'm gonna get sexual devious.
It's all fundamental.
But do you know what that is? That's actually natural.
That's part of religion is overcoming your beastly nature.
But they don't do that. The problem, but avoiding that, you don't overcome it. You ignore it.
Well, that's the thing. It's that they're not avoiding it and they're not overcoming it. In most instances, it's used as a cover for the activities in which they are engaging.
My problem with religion is stuff like that. You're running away from the problem. It's not instead of confronting it.
Yeah, you're just kind of leaving it up to a higher power to fix it. Yeah.
But God, if it doesn't matter. God says God can't do everything. God makes you perfectly clear that if you believe in God, makes it perfectly clear you have to deal with the problems yourself, not just He's going to deal with it for you.
Yeah, no, you gotta do the work. You gotta do the work.
Because they say, right? Some people in religion say, if you're religious, say God made people in His image. So if people are flawed, does that mean God's flawed too?
I'm gonna guess probably.
Yeah.
He has all of the. Yeah, I wouldn't even go that far. I don't know. I can't. It's too just having all of that shit hammered into my head as a child and a young person from two different.
This is true. This is very true. This is true.
From two different sides, it's kind of like, it's all the same to me. It's all about just repressing people and repressing particularly those that are deemed weaker than others, and I'm not cool with that. I mean, they can't, like, nobody can they even drink in this arena? I doubt there's even
I
alcohol
don't think
being
they can,
served.
right? Because that's part of that's actually part of the Islam, right? They can't drink alcohol.
My understanding was there's no alcohol in the entire country. So.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, there is. There's no way that there's not, but it's all. I'm sure it's all black market bootleg.
Oh, I'm sure there's some moderate Muslims that drink alcohol.
Yeah, you can just hop over to Riyadh or. I just don't see how these cosmopolitan cities in the desert don't. What's the? Where's the?
They still live in medieval times.
Yeah, where's the Burj Khalifa Tower? Which country is that?
Yeah,
UAE or?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, those countries are just like it's a 24/7 party in the middle of the desert.
They still live like they look like Western. The way their cities are, they look Western, but they still live medieval times.
Medieval times. Does anyone have a medieval times near them?
But you know the way they run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I haven't been to a medieval. Have you ever?
I went to a medieval times once.
Yeah, did you like it?
Oh, I like Lyra's entrance.
Yeah, they're fun. I haven't been to one in years. Yeah, I don't think there was one in Nashville for a while.
I think there was one up here too. I look at Lyra. This actually
they were fun.
This actually fits.
The cable guy. I still love the cable guy and the
movie. I like the cable guy too.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie. And today is particularly, it seems to me like some kind of sequel to the cable guy would be fitting.
Oh yeah.
Like he would have a YouTube channel.
Jim Carrey's character has a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah. Where there you go. There's your cable guy too, the streaming guy. Yeah, there it is. Let's write it and sell it.
Yeah.
Where's Judd Apatow? Judd Apatow, what he says he's retiring, that he's no longer, that his age and his era of comedy are over. I bet we could get him on board. We can call Peak. His Cable Guy was a Universal movie, wasn't it? I think it was a Universal movie. I'll have to look. Yeah, let's do the streaming guy.
The streaming guy. I gotta be hilarious. Streaming guy.
Just a bunch of like one-shot videos of the cable guy doing cable guy stuff.
Yeah.
And then maybe he's talking to somebody on his channel, and then that's like his new Ben Stiller guy.
Produced by Judge, but directed by Ben Stiller, huh?
Yeah, Ben Stiller. Yeah, Ben Stiller directed it. Judd Apatow. Didn't Judd Apatow write it?
Yeah. Produced and written by
Yeah.
I like to see that. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Why not?
Judge Apatow hasn't. Yeah, Judge Apatow doesn't have.
Yeah, he kind of fell off, but his kids are great. I love his daughters. They're fun. They're fun to. They do good work, I think.
His last movie was The Bubble. You know that movie based on the.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Movie. They made a movie in COVID about making a movie in COVID.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was pretty great.
Now, stupid fucking Europe. You see the WHO and it's like, oh, Europe, we're gonna be on high alert for the flu in Europe. I'm like, fuck no, not a pandemic.
What they did? Did they just say that or something?
Yeah, I think they said that, like high alert.
Wow, yeah.
The flu. Look, I'm not worried about flu pandemic compared to a COVID pandemic because the flu we could treat, right? Like.
Actually, I don't worry about any of it anymore because there's really what are you going to do? If we get hammered with like the Stan type Captain Trips apocalyptic disease that makes everyone bleed out their butthole, in a matter of minutes.
Here's what happens. You know why we find new viruses? It's because you kill wildlife. When you kill wildlife, you
deforestation, pushing their habitats further and further into areas already habitated by humans, and then Yeah, it's you know, it's
Lyra
over
is-
Johnny. I will never say it's Jover. I just did, but I won't again. But you know, when you hear it's over Johnny, from First Blood, it's never over. Never. But yeah, I mean, we're this is end stage. What did they say? The middle of the sixth. We're in the middle of the sixth mass extinction event. we're just fortunate enough to be the dominant species this time. You know.
Yeah. Did you watch that show, that limited series of Station 11 or whatever it's called, with the flu based on
No. Reading The Stand, both versions, however many versions of revised versions of The Stand Stephen King put out, expanded and revised, and then the miniseries, and then the other miniseries.
Yeah.
And just reading all and movies like Outbreak and Contagion, and even before that, movies like The Crazies, going all the way back to Romero. And just the way I was raised, none of that stuff. It was just like, it's coming sooner or later. You better be ready. Not like prepper wise, you know. Just be ready to stick your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye, because that's what's going to happen. You know, that's the best you can hope for. Plane's crashing. There ain't a whole lot you can do about it unless you're flying it or got a parachute. So,
look how small she is compared to Nia Jax. She looks like a child.
I saw yesterday, I was in a Books A Million. Not yesterday, Thursday, I was in a Books A Million. And they had the McFarlane Toys Princess Bride Andre the Giant Fezzik figure, the giant one, for on clearance for $20. I don't know why I didn't walk out of there with it. There was a bunch of stuff in that store I wanted, and I bought a bunch of other stuff instead. And now I'm looking at the stuff I bought and going, I should have bought the other stuff, not this stuff.
Ooh.
Who's the little chippy here that Nia Jax is?
It's Lyra Valkyria.
I like her.
She just got caught up like a month ago.
I like her. She's very small. And it's not just because of the scale.
No. Or she's based her character off the goddess Morgan, or Morgana, whatever you want to call her.
Morgan Le Fay?
Morgan Le Fay is kind of based off that goddess, the Irish goddess, Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Morgana?
It's the Morrigan specifically.
The Morgan, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. I actually thought Aubrey Plaza's character in Agatha was going to beat Morgan Le Fay, but it's not.
Yeah, did they change the name of that show 3 times?
On purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually thought that was Aubrey Plaza's character. It was going to be Morgan Le Fay, but it's a completely original new character from the MCU.
It's my understanding that those are each names of
episodes.
Yeah. And that's part of the whole PR thing. Agatha's been futzing with reality.
Agatha all along. Get it?
It's been Agatha all along.
She gets out. She bursts out of her.
Which, there's nothing wrong with a little meta PR. Yeah. We could probably use more of it. I hope they do some of that with Creature Commandos, that we get some kind of meta.
Yeah, we know Rick Flex.
Meta PR.
Rick Flex Senior is going to be live action. That's awesome.
Live action. Yeah, I knew that was coming. That's just, I think about like if I know there was some.
Oh.
And there might have a call might have went out to Schwarzenegger for that part.
Well, Raul Cole was up for the role of Mr. Fantastic Four, but lost to Pedro Pascal. That just came out 17 seconds ago.
Who was?
Raul Cole Lee. You might have seen him in the Mike Flanagan Netflix stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. lost the role of Fantastic Four. Oh man, he's a good actor. I like him.
John Watts wanted.
I like
the
him.
plan was John David Washington.
Just had a My Whole Part 2.
My Whole Part 2.
Yeah, when she landed on the barricade and she's doing the same, like, she didn't say My Whole.
I think the reason he didn't get the role, I know, is because they wanted to go with like Marvel wanted to go with well-known people, like really, really well-known people. And Pedro Pascal is one. It's like the hottest one, the hottest.
Yeah, every single one of the main four.
Yeah,
is like white hot heat right now. Like
yeah, exactly.
Know?
And like,
every single one of them.
Don't get me wrong. I like Rocco and Mike Flanagan stuff because he did like he did 3 of them, 3 of the finales, but he's not exactly Pedro Pascal realm as where they are in the pecking order of and I think Marvel did this on purpose. They did not want to go with somebody who's known but they wanted to go somebody who's really, really well known, well hot, because they wanted to make sure this Fantastic Four movie is a big deal because they know the last 2 Fantastic Four movies, especially 15. And 2015 movie, despite its bad, it's still kind of fresh in people's heads.
We can't forget who we can't forget who but we also can't forget who the second line executive producer on those 2 Fantastic Four movies are.
I like the first Fantastic Four movie. I like the first one.
I like both the original 2.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're completely serviceable superhero movies. You know, there's nothing.
They're Fantastic Four movies. They tried real hard.
And they're kind of true to the comics in a way, except for Doctor Doom, but Doctor Doom was a little bit.
Even then, I mean, it's not like they strayed so far into. No. I mean, the comics had seen those interpretations of those characters in that capacity before, so it wasn't. You weren't asking the audience to go out on a limb, really.
Yeah.
But even then, the FF isn't a team that people outside of comics ever really gave a shit about. It's just the truth. If you weren't Spider-Man or the Hulk, it didn't matter what you were really.
X-Men were pretty over back when I was a kid in like the early 2000s.
I'm talking 70s, 80s, and 90s is when they really, most of my friends did not care about the X-Men until they crossed over with the new Teen Titans. That was 1982, 1983.
I don't think it's over.
That's when they got hot, at least from my end of things.
You'll see the ending here. You'll see the ending where I said it's over.
My grandparents owned a news agency, and they sold, paperback books and newspapers, magazines, all that, and they were there at the advent of the direct market, and they weren't selling X-Men comics until the early to mid 80s. Really, they weren't moving.
Well, is that when they did Uncanny and they brought in Wolverine and Storm and Colossus, or was that after?
That was like the late 70s, but again, they weren't moving those kind of books until a few years, just a few years later. Like there had been momentum building, and and in small town middle America, most people were just reading, like Spider-Man, and aside from Spider-Man, just mostly DC comics. That's my anecdotal experience, my empirical knowledge from my anecdotal experience. That my age group, most of us didn't care until that Walt Simonson art with the team, with Robin and Cyclops kicking it, and that's just a phenomenal book, and I'm glad it's finally getting reprinted again.
Io Shirai. I'll be right back again.
I would much rather watch women wrestle than men. It's just me.
Yeah.
I call it misogynistic. I don't know, or the male gaze, or whatever.
Either that, or it's misandry if you hate men.
No, I don't hate men. I am one. I love men. We're great. The good ones are awesome, and but I'd much rather, I don't know. It's just more, and it's not just about the like sex appeal or whatever. It's more novel. There's
they're easier. There's less women's matches. They're easier storylines to keep track of. Like I always every single time it's a Royal Rumble season, I always go back and watch the women's Royal Rumbles just because
all
it's easier
of them.
To do that, 'cause there's, usually all of them because there's less of them, so it's easier just go I'll watch.
There's much less of them.
And because they brought in like all the people that I like in their like cameos and stuff, because they weren't like Kelly and like
the first one they did a lot because there wasn't a lot on the main roster compared to now.
Yeah.
Oh, Queen Nia. Do we have to call her Queen Nia now? Oh,
well, like I said, if they're gonna do she's the one that could at least get the gimmick and get some heat. But
The Rock is the reason why she's the queen in the wing.
Oh, come on.
Are they related too? Are they cousins?
Yes, Degrassi. Yes, they are.
I was at Target Thursday, and they had a bunch of new Mattel WWE figures, and they had the WWE Muhammad Ali figure, and they had a straight case full of them, and I was like, shit, I need to get one. I might have to go back.
Here's the thing about Muhammad Ali. People put Muhammad Ali on a pedestal, right? He spoke about going to war, right? And he got arrested for that, all that. But if people forget, people that don't know this, he was kind of in favor of North Korea when WCW went there.
Yeah, but I have to kind of like I get why he was militant. For a long time he was militant, and forgive me, but his brain was also pudding. His brain was also pudding. So
yes, it was. Maybe he was taken advantage of. I think they're second cousins. No, I don't think he's an act. Can you imagine?
I mean, Dennis Rodman hangs out with Kim Jong-un, and that just cracks me up.
You have to watch Dark Side of the Ring, the episode where they talk about WCW going to North Korea. I just love when they say Ric Flair came back to non-Japanese soil. I think it was American soil or American or Japanese soil, and he kissed the airport ground. He's like, thank you, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this kind of stuff because taking the WWE to Saudi Arabia, and doing any kind of attempt to westernize these cultures, I'm sorry, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not like we're beating them over the head with it or holding a gun to their face and telling them to watch wrestling. But any injection of Western culture into these, what's the word I want to use? Because they're not shitholes or
savages.
Well, to some extent, yeah. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be PC because everybody knows
primitives.
I won't go that far. Regressive.
Yeah.
More regressive societies. Any attempt to inject any kind of progressive Westernism into these more regressive, fundamentalist religious societies is a good thing, I guess.
Exactly.
Just try to. I don't know. I've trying to be more respectful of my perceived.
But the thing is, right, Degrassi, we all know money over morality.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly.
Yep. Right? The almighty dollar.
Mm-hmm.
The king of the dollar.
Money's as green as anyone else's.
Yep. And they're getting a lot of money from the Saudi crown, whatever they call it, the crown royal family.
The crown prince of the royal family.
Crown prince, yeah. getting a lot of money, and
I'm just glad Becky's going to be able to be in her home country when her favorite band is returning there after nearly 2 decades or over 2 decades.
Oh.
That makes me happy.
Well, Becky's pissed.
Where's the next event?
Glasgow, Scotland. Clash at the Castle. In Finbar's home place, his home country, home city.
I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, he wanted so badly to go there. He really
did they bring back the rematch clause?
I don't think so.
She said, like, I have a rematch in my contract and I'm getting that rematch.
Wait a minute, did she sign a new contract?
Well, I mean, like, I think, like, when you sign the match contract, I assume.
I didn't know they brought that. I didn't think they brought that back.
I'm just assuming that just from that now that they brought the rematch clause back. Because I never liked the rematch clause because it always just felt kind of like cheap because you just wrestle again. It was like we just saw this match.
Yeah. Becky go to AEW. Red, you don't want Becky to go to AEW because if she does go to AEW, that may actually help AEW a lot.
No, he just doesn't want to see her anymore. I don't watch AEW. So.
Yeah, and that actually might hurt WWE a little bit. Because you don't realize how big Becky is. It makes...
Is there any AEW programming on Max?
No.
That's dumb. So I can't go onto like the TNT or TBS hub on Max and find any AEW programming.
The thing that's what I want. It's just that I don't know.
I'm actually going to look.
Even Rooster Teeth got on Max for a little while.
Yeah, well, that's because they bought them.
They should put their
and then they own AEW too, but it's like they don't put them on there.
They should. That's because I guess it's because Warner Bros. Doesn't exactly own AEW, so they went for their.
Yeah, but the carriage in this day and age, if you pick up anything to put on your channel, your linear basic cable or over the air or premium cable channel,
I see your point I do see your point because WB has Peacock, right? And Peacock doesn't own WB, but they have Peacock. Right, they're doing a Peacock.
And with Venue, it's with stuff like that. It's all about licensing and carriage agreements and carriage.
So HBO could do it. Because
I don't know.
Peacock.
Let me see. We've got
people want it.
Well, there's on Max Bleacher Report. I have a whole hub of Bleacher Report, right? Yes. And it's like today at 6, it's the Oilers and Dallas. It's Edmonton versus Dallas on Max. Here we go. Oilers at Stars. And we've got
TNT, I think it is, right?
Grand Prix. No, it's Bleacher Report. It's literally BR Sports, Bleacher Report.
On Max?
Yeah. NBA postseason, live and upcoming. Stanley Cup playoffs, live and upcoming. Watch full replays. Here we've got Grand Prix bicycle racing, Grand Prix motorcycle racing, off-road BMX, and then in the same hub we've got Hard Knocks, grass clippings, on base with Mookie Betts.
I think
this is unreal. This Bleacher Report hub is unreal.
I figured HBO was showing the hockey game because it's TNT.
Yeah, that's what a lot of that stuff is. It's all. And I mean, but there's a lot of regional sports on here too, which is crazy. And
if they have the broadcast rights, then streaming rights basically go hand in hand with that.
They should now, but there's still going to be instances where they don't, right? Because they may be split. They may actually be split where somebody But for the most part now, it's like when home video, when they started packing entire seasons of TV shows on home video, be it VHS or DVD or whatever, there were a lot of instances where, say, popular music of the time, let's say, for instance, a show like WKRP in Cincinnati, which is about a popular rock radio station in the Cincinnati area in the late 70s and early 80s. So that show was built around the contemporary music that was playing on album-oriented radio at the time. But when it came out on home video and later, and when it went to syndication and came out on home video, all of that music was stripped out of it because they didn't have the rights for it for any kind of aftermarket releases on home video. Now, if CBS wanted to show the show in its original time slots, like it did when it originally aired, all of that music would have been fine to play. But anyone else couldn't. Until, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s, somebody finally cleared all that up and we got those episodes of that series with all of the original music intact. So it's kind of like that. It's the rights issues are just horribly entangled. But today it gets cleared up pretty quick, like from the jump. If you're going to have one outlet, you're going to have them all. Yeah. Am I the only one here?
Oh, yeah. I was muted. I'm sorry. I was muted.
I'm just prattling on.
I mean, even TNA has their own streaming service. But they have a lot more content in AEW. Because they've been around for like 20 years, TNA. 25 years? No, since 2002. 22 years, TNA. So obviously.
Yeah, I don't know if you have this up north in the Great White North, but in the U.S., if you have Max and you like sports, you should really be checking out this Bleacher Report Sports Hub on Max.
We do got Bleacher Reports up there. We do.
So, because there's just a whole lot of stuff going on here. Pretty much whatever you want. If it's in season or happening.
Yeah, we do.
And then all of their sports series, all of the sports movies, documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
HBO pioneered, at least in my opinion, HBO pioneered. But no AEW anywhere in there.
No.
HBO pioneered. Sports talk on
Bleacher Reports might show. They might show the pay-per-view tomorrow for AEW, maybe.
Well, I'm already back to Peacock, so I can watch some more women wrestle.
Well, there's no more women wrestling tonight.
Yeah, no more women wrestling.
Boo! I got some WoW to watch later.
I never watched WoW, honestly.
Oh, it's there's really.
Yeah,
it's not like it's like epic and spectacular. It's just stupid fun.
So Bleacher Report is showing the AEW pay-per-view tomorrow for like $50 American. And if that's $50 American, that's around 67 Canadian. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, pay-per-views are outrageous.
Yeah. No. I'm watching it. I'm just not paying for it. Yeah, admit it.
They're doing them more often, which hurts. It used to be like 4 a year.
You have 4 a year. Now they're up to like 8 or 9 now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's.
I don't remember the last time I pirated anything. A movie, a comic book, a record. I honestly, it's probably been a decade or more.
I just pirated like yesterday to watch SmackDown a little bit.
I pirated movies during the pandemic because.
Oh, I don't judge. Don't get me wrong.
I pirated movies during the pandemic because our theaters weren't open, like some American places. Like Black Widow, I had to pirate because the theaters weren't open then.
It costs. I'm probably losing money if I look at the big picture because of piracy.
I wasn't paying 30. I was not willing to pay $30 to watch Black Widow on Disney Plus.
Like that Black Widow, I wouldn't even say is worth pirating. Like it's just.
I liked it.
Not even worth the time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good for what it was. It's just a action movie, a serviceable, completely serviceable
needed to
comic book
happen
action
earlier.
movie.
like it should have happened when Captain Marvel was supposed to happen, just because having it after she already is dead was like.
It was filming at the time. That's the reason.
Yeah, but I mean, like just in the pipeline, like putting and then give it a little better plot, better CGI, and an actual Taskmaster that wasn't what they did to Taskmaster.
She'll be back, and they'll retrofit it to make it better, just like they do in the comics.
She's in Thunderbolts, Taskmaster.
Yeah, but not like not Alex Masters or whatever. Like not like.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Scarlet will be back, and then it'll be more, and they'll do another one, and it'll be more comic accurate.
I don't. I
think this whole blonde Phantom thing is just.
Scarlet had a big falling out with them.
No, they're back. They're back on.
Yeah, but the whole time she's had a production deal with them. She's been the entire time she's had one series and one movie that she's executive producing with Kevin Feige. Even in the midst of that lawsuit over Black Widow.
They're in good terms. It did not hamper their relationship.
That's just business. Yeah, she still had a deal, and it's coming off now, and we're starting to hear about it. But
it was a very complicated time because Warner Brothers could have gone in the same situation with Wonder Woman 1984, but they were willing to pay the cast. They were willing to pay the cast more money because they said we can't hold off any longer, so we're going to give you some more money than we originally paid you. Disney did not do that with Scarlet.
Has EVS started crying about not getting any money from Lanterns?
Oh, yeah, they're starting that off. They're starting off the production. Well, not the production, but the writing team, right?
No, it's. I mean, it's beyond development. It's in pre-production. I mean, stacking a room and starting to bang. I mean, if they'd got a Bible and the pilot's written and they've thrown everything that was happening before.
I hope they wrote more than just Hal Jordan. You know, like
I'm sure he's getting royal.
They need a soldier and they need an architect or
John Stewart's the lead.
I'm sure he's going to get more royalties, right? He's going to get more royalties, right? Like I'm sure he gets royalties from DC all the time.
I can assure you they are attempting to avoid that at any and all costs.
Oh.
If they use Atrocitus, Larfleeze, Sinestro Corps, Jessica Cruz, Saint Walker.
So most of the Lanterns characters.
Yeah. Like EVS created like a lot of those with like Jeff Johnson stuff. I didn't find that out until recently. How much he did on that. I always thought that was.
And not just that, but there's a whole mess of Flash characters and lore.
Yeah.
No, I'm not knocking his time. I'm not going to knock his time at DC and Marvel and the work he did there because it was good work. You know.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't even know about it until it was like recently, and then I was like, oh wow.
But things change, people change, whether it's kayfabe or not. Anyway. Yeah, but no, the focus will be on other things to kind of, we'll see how that washes out. It's not like they won't, they'll never, you know, I'm sure at some point they'll have to. They can't avoid it. You know,
they're not. They're not personally avoiding those characters just a school for EVS. Like
well, kind of, sort of.
At least not Atrocitus. Atrocitus is like was in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. But I don't think really that's where their focus is going to be. You know, Lanterns.
Not right away.
It's all Earth-based space cop shit. You know, did you read? If you've read Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp's what did they call them? Morrison actually called them seasons, I think, or chapters. But 2 or 3 volumes of collected issues that they wrote where Hal Jordan actually became a Dark Star and good stuff. But that's where we're heading, I think. So
I want to see him in space.
Not a lot of evil. Oh yeah, we'll get there. You know, they're saving Hal for.
They got to chase down Ken Jarro. I just want live action Ken Jarro.
Wasn't he a Hawkman villain? Primarily a Hawkman villain?
I don't know, but I only know in like the Batman or like in the Justice League animated stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's in that. And
I heard if Flipper
he's got Kanjaro has the gamma gong. Kanjaro's gamma gong.
Yeah.
A giant gong.
Did they bring back Hal Jordan? Did they bring back Ryan Reynolds? You could play both Deadpool and Hal Jordan.
I would absolutely be bowled over if I'm convinced Ryan Reynolds to come back and play Hal Jordan.
Remember, was there a time where they wanted to connect Green Lantern to Man of Steel?
I think that I think that was the plan to somehow connect whatever was happening at that time, to whatever, like whoever was Batman, whoever was Superman, whoever else was playing a DC character on film, to even no matter how tenuously connect them, so they just had this ready-made cinematic universe, and then bring them all together at some point.
Oh, not Dark Knight's Batman, because Nolan didn't want that, and I know Christian Bale did not want his Batman to be connected to anything.
Yeah, but the studio did, and other.
They'll just get a different actor.
And they did, and what they signed.
Affleck.
Yeah, his original arrangement was for like somewhere between 9 and 12 movies. After he was done doing his Batman movie and the Justice League and all that shit, he was essentially going to serve as like the Sam Jackson, Nick Fury type, who would just be weaving in and out of all these different movies. So out of that 9 to 12 movie deal that he had, some of those parts he would have just been cameos.
Like in Suicide.
People don't exactly want Batman to be a cameo.
But it would have made sense in a greater
him in Suicide Squad was cool. Like, you know,
like that. That was one of them.
He should be in Suicide a lot more than cameo, because some of the story in there, Batman should be, especially the development of the Joker.
At that point, then it's just it's another Batman movie, you know.
But
people
when you have Joker as a
saturation.
When you have Joker as a part of the focus point of that story, especially Harley Quinn, him doing all this, you know, busting into a Wayne facility lab, science lab, stuff like that. Sorry, but Batman has to get involved a lot more.
Yeah, if you got to an extent, but there have been plenty of Batman comics where Batman comics where Batman really isn't even in them. So
yeah, the thing is, I'm just saying, if the Joker's not in Arkham, you know, Batman's doing whatever it takes to find Joker and get him back in Arkham.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes sometimes he's out in the Middle East fighting Ra's al Ghul. You know, it's like nothing you can do about it.
Sometimes he's in outer space trying to regain his identity.
The thing is,
he's on Zur-En-Arr.
We don't know if he had a Bat family at the time either. We know we had a Robin, but we don't know if it was a Batgirl or if there was like a Tim Drake. We don't know, right?
I love James Bond Super Space Pimp Batman. You know, where he has a rocket ship and a skyscraper and a Batcave on the moon, and I would love to see that shit. Just give me that once. How many movies did it take Spider-Man to get to space?
2. No,
2 or
3.
3.
No, what was one,
no, I mean all together, all in, from Tobey Maguire to
3 Tobey Maguire movies, 2 Andrew Garfield.
5, so 6 with Civil War, and then 7, and then Infinity War. So 8th movie appearance.
I guess
we don't need to. And it's Batman's already got that beat. It's time for Batman to go to outer space.
I mean, you could do Zur-En-Arr. Probably it'd be wacky, but you could do Zur-En-Arr.
It should be wacky. Why not? I mean, why not? Seriously, like I, for me, a lifelong Batman fan, I'm somebody where Batman has been ubiquitous throughout my entire nearly double nickel, and I would love to see something like that. Just unbridled manic pop thrills, you know.
Yeah. Like if you watch Batman Brave and the Bold, the cartoon, like Batman
precisely.
He'll do street level crime, and then it's like I'm off in this wormhole fighting these aliens and still throwing batarangs at him.
He only does it if he has to. Otherwise, he prefers to do street level crime.
I think movie fans have seen enough street level Batman. gritty.
Yeah, I think I have too. You know, it's only Burton and Schumacher is as fantastic as it's like. When I say fantastic, I mean fantastic, like in the fantastical sense, and in comic book sense. Everything else has been pretty gritty, and even with the Flying Man and the even Flash and BVS and all that stuff, still kind of. I loved Batman and the Flash. I thought that was fantastic stuff.
A blue and gray suit, give him the blue and gray suit, and let him.
But we don't need. I don't think we need Batman. Look at all the pretty girls walking in the street in broad daylight. Batman digs this day.
The problem with Batman, there's a lot of other villains they haven't used live action. I mean, they always go back to Joker, obviously, because Joker. They got back to Riddler, I guess, with the Batman. But they could have gone. They could use they could redo Mr. Freeze, right?
It's always going to be Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, Joker, Two-Face, Joker. It's always going to be that spinning wheel, and it's somebody's going to have to take a real chance. And I don't think that chance is
at least Brave and the Bold. We might get Ra's al Ghul. I mean, we had Ra's al Ghul before, but that'd be another retread. So we can't. That doesn't work. Deathstroke we had, but we never got.
It depends on the Ra's al Ghul. If we get the more Arabic.
Yeah, if we get him more,
it depends on how long Matt Reeves takes. Is what it depends on.
Yeah, I don't think it's going Ra's al Ghul. I don't think it's. I think it's going. He's going for more characters that I guess have more relationship with Bruce Wayne. I mean, the Riddler, for example, right? So that's why a lot of people think it's going to be Hush eventually.
Yeah, but then Matt Reeves basically did Hush as Riddler, and
nobody wants to do Hush, like the actual Hush, like a separate character.
Yeah, but he's doing. It sounds to me like he's doing Hush, but the Killing Joke.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be different. It's gonna be Hush. It's gonna be different from the comics.
I know that Gordon's arc in this one is going to be very Killing Jokey. In the Batman Part 2.
Oh yeah.
I know that much, and that I think that might be it for whatever they're going to call it. I know it's not going to be Elseworlds. I know that's the catch-all, and I know DC owns that word. But I think it's going to be DC Black Label, and if they haven't made that official, they soon will, and that the Batman Part 2 will be the end for that Batman. But we'll see.
Not going to do anymore.
No, but Matt Reeves will have had his time with that Batman.
That Batman. That's a new title. That Batman.
That Batman over there. Not this Batman. That Batman over there. And the name Brave and the Bold in DC Comics and in animation has always implied that he wasn't working alone.
Yeah,
it was always a team.
I think they even said that it's Batman and Robin.
Is the Lanterns the Lanterns the next show they're working after Creatures Commando? I'm a Peacemaker. I'm
Peacemaker, Waller, and Booster Gold, and
so in order, that's the order.
Booster Gold and Lantern, like how Peacemaker and Waller will kind of be in production at the same time, right? As Superman is, right?
Yeah.
Then
Peacemaker and Waller the same arc.
Yeah, and then they go into Supergirl, and while Supergirl's filming, Lanterns and Booster Gold will be filming. So this is where we get into the 2 movies and 2 shows thing, right?
Yeah.
And the amortization of assets, where, well, we're like sets, and not just sets, but not just physical sets, but virtual sets. I'm pretty sure the sets that they built in Macon, Georgia, they're not like the reason why Peacemaker went into production season 2 of Peacemaker went into production as quickly as it did was because of the amortization of assets. It was like when Paramount was making 3 Star Trek shows at the same time as they were making Star Trek movies, and it was merely just a shell game, like a 3-card monte of redressing sets and like reflaring costumes and reskinning virtual and digital assets. So they're not spending so much money building a franchise. You know, all that money's going into the same place, and they're using the same shit over and over and over again. And over time, it will just get harder to tell. And that's not a bad thing. It won't look cheap. It won't look chintzy. You won't even be able to tell in most instances. So, and when you do tell, it'll be because you're supposed to, because that wherever Superman is walking with the president in this one place is the same place where you'll see Waller with like the Department of like the Joint Chiefs of Staff or whatever, you know, in 2 separate projects.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
like that.
I want to see Peacemaker on film again soon.
I want to see Cersei turn Weasel into a human.
Oh yeah.
There's opportunity. There's just so much opportunity for comedy gold, especially in animation. If like he's still the same as Weasel, but it's a human being.
He looks like Sean Gunn.
Yeah, he would look like Sean Gunn, but it would and he would still have Weasel's mannerisms and speech. Yeah. But he's like a dude in like a t-shirt and jeans. Like they're just trying to be normal. Be normal, dude.
Sean Gunn was also Calendar Man.
He was Calendar Man. He's also Maxwell Lord.
Well, yeah. What the hell is going on?
He's also G.I. Robot. He's 2 characters in. He's more than 2 characters in Creature Commandos.
This is Sean Gunn verse. The Sean Gunn universe.
Who are you? Like, if your brothers are talented, you hire them. Trust me.
Yeah.
You know.
But Maxwell Lord might be as big as Woe. Right?
Yeah, and he's going to have like an arc too. He's like a real arc. It's not just going to be like, my wife is a huge Pedro Pascal fan. She'll watch him in anything, except a movie where he doesn't have a mustache. And,
oh yeah.
That movie sucks. I can't. Yeah, it does. It's just an objectively bad movie. And and that's me being nice. That's me being fair.
Coming from the high that Wonder Woman 1 was.
I think he acted his ass off for that character in that movie.
Oh yeah, he did. He might be the best thing about that movie.
He was the best thing about that.
but still, it's hard to look at him without that mustache, man. Yeah. I'm sorry. Even for me, it's like, ooh, dude, put it back. Like, put a fake one on, something.
You remember, he was supposed to be the villain in the Justice League movie that got canceled. Remember?
The George Miller one?
Yeah.
Justice League Mortal?
Yeah.
Who was the villain in that? I don't even remember.
I think it was supposed to be Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, Maxwell Lord.
Oh, I thought you said Pedro
Pascal. Not Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would have lined up.
Can you imagine? Armie Hammer was almost Batman. Oh my god.
What's wrong with Armie Hammer?
You know Armie Hammer?
Yeah, I really like. I'm still like I got to watch the documentary or whatever, or multiple documentaries, but I don't know. Like, people are into weird shit, man. And if it was all consensual, and I don't know, right? But I don't want people getting crucified for shit they did, like, because that's what they're into. And no, I don't know. I'm not even gonna. I can't speak on it. It just seems fishy to me, the whole thing. Like, it was. I'm not saying he didn't do anything bad, but
yeah, like Armie Hammer, like.
Ooh, he's got a cannibalistic sexual fetish. Oh no! Like, did he really eat someone? No.
Yeah.
But he really freaked that girl out. I don't know if that's the level of extent, but let's just say it. You know. if he didn't eat anybody, I don't see where there's a problem, and he just talked dirty about eating somebody.
Yeah.
Then, like, okay, what's the problem?
God. Maybe we'll make a comeback. Everybody does in Hollywood to make a comeback.
Not everybody.
That's true.
I don't think Fatty Arbuckle. Yeah, did Fatty Arbuckle make a comeback? Don't Google that guy. Don't Google Fatty Arbuckle. Some people can't. You gotta.
We were talking about Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, and it would be cool if in Deadpool 3 he plays Captain Spectrum.
Was it Dr. Spectrum from the Squadron Supreme?
Yeah.
Spectrum. That would be funny.
As a gag.
Everybody, Henry Cavill for Hyperion.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it makes more sense than Henry Sentry. Henry Cavill is Sentry.
Or Sentry. My brother thinks he should be Cyclops, and I'm like, I don't know if he should be Cyclops.
No, he wouldn't make a good Cyclops.
I think James Marsden should be Cyclops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just rehire the X-Men cast again. Who cares? They were all great.
How Barry's kind of for him right now.
I don't think that matters.
But she's still good looking.
When I throw out Bradley Cooper for Hal Jordan, people are like, he's 49 years old. I'm like,
I didn't even know that. I didn't know he was that old. I thought he was
Nathan Fillon's 54. He's Guy Gardner. Don't talk to me about how old.
Him as Guy Gardner is such a miscast, I feel.
You won't feel that way after you see it. I don't.
No, Nathan Fillion is good. Yeah. He could play Guy Gardner because Nathan Fillion could play jerks. He could play assholes.
I just feel like he would have been a better Hal.
No, because Nathan Fillion could play assholes very well. All he has to do is he could play jerks. And that's how basically a Guy Gardner is: arrogant, cocky, a jerk. He could play that very well.
I have a very specific Guy Gardner era that I'm a big fan of that has nothing to do with him being in the Justice League. It was his post-Justice League. When there was a time, it was around 0 Hour, and he stopped being a Green Lantern and he got a yellow ring, and then he was just Guy Gardner with a yellow ring, right?
Oh yeah.
And he was like a nomad kind of. He just kind of did his own thing. Then in 0 Hour, he discovers that he is the ultimate end of a cosmic interplanetary DNA experiment blending two alien races together, and that he is the embodiment of this. It's finally happened after multiple millennia. The ultimate Voldarian human hybrid metamorph, and he becomes Guy Gardner Warrior. And the creative team they had on that book, this book went from being like the bottom of the barrel seller to being one of the hottest books of that short period of time. And Guy Gardner Warrior was just a fantastic comic book for a few years. Artists like Mitch Bird and Phil Jimenez cut their teeth on who else? I think EVS even may have drawn some of Bo Smith's Warrior issues. So it was just a fantastic comic. I highly recommend everybody check it out. I'm hoping that DC does some Warrior reprints in their DC's Finest initiative, because I'll buy those for sure. But yeah, Guy Gardner Warrior was a fantastic book, and I hope Nathan Fillion in the DC universe lasts long enough for us to see Guy Gardner go from being a Green Lantern to the Voldarian Warrior. Just a really cool character.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Let's see what else.
I branch off and go on tangents. I don't mean to railroad your stream, Aaron.
I know. Not even talking about this. I'm watching. It's like this is a
yeah. We're watching this. I watched a. My wife won't watch wrestling, but she'll watch the Dark Side of the Ring, and there's a couple of other WWE focused or professional wrestling focused shows. Mm-hmm. The one that Gabriel Iglesias hosts.
Yes.
The round table discussion. That stuff's fascinating, And I didn't realize I'd liked Randy Orton until I just watched him talking about his dad and stuff. And I was like, wow, I like this dude, man. I like this
Randy's
dude.
like, I remember watching his Up, Up, Down, Down he did with Xavier Woods talking about like video games and stuff. And he's like, he's real chill.
Mm-hmm. He's like I have like when something feels genuine to me, I just refer to it as the real deal, you know?
Yeah.
And he feels like the real deal, the genuine article, like it's, you know, I don't know. He doesn't have to sell it to me. I just look at him and go, yeah, I get it. Especially after hearing him speak.
He used to be, when he came in, he used to be very immature, get angry, get in trouble a lot, a jerk. I think he's got older, mature. That happens sometimes. As you get older.
Yeah, and then the locker room that he's in is different than the locker room he was in back then, and he doesn't.
Because he has to be one of the locker room leaders now because he's been there for like 20 years. Back then, he still had guys like Triple H, Chris Jericho, right? He still had like a lot of veterans back then. There, yeah, he had to earn.
I wouldn't mind if Randy beat Ric Flair's record. Like I think he deserves it.
He probably won't. I don't think. Oh, okay.
The greatest thing Ric Flair has ever said was recently in that little restaurant kerfuffle he had. What's your name? He goes to the bartender. What's your name? And the guy goes, Nicholas. And he goes, Nicholas what? Nicholas Dickhead.
Yeah, I would have gone Hulk Hogan.
Nicholas Dickhead.
Nicholas Hogan. Dick Hogan. Hogan's son.
It was just priceless.
Randy's shoulder wasn't on the mat.
Oh, that's like traveling in the NBA now. It's okay. Go ahead and travel. Just take the ball and run down the court with it. You don't even have to dribble it.
Yeah, they do travel a lot in the NBA without getting caught.
Oh, they don't even. It's the traveling show. It's the Traveling Basketball Association, the TBA.
Who books that stuff?
Well, who books that stuff? The people that set the gambling, get to gambling.
Yeah, who books that stuff? DraftKings and FanDuel.
Yeah, DraftKings, exactly.
That's who books it now.
Exactly.
Like if online sports betting becomes legal in all 50 states, right? And Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and whatever, all of our territories. We could very well see like a nationwide, like, the Vegas economy is built on not just the gambling, but the gambling drives the tourism, right? So with online gambling, you don't necessarily have you don't have any tourism or anything, but there will be a winner's economy, like a very small group of people that will become affluent because they're lucky, more so than ever before. It's kind of crazy.
Man.
Yeah, they didn't. They showed a different angle of that, but Randy's shoulder was definitely up. That whole pin.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
I wonder if they'll work that. They'll either memory hold that or work that in.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see, man. It doesn't matter now. He's not getting a title shot. SummerSlam.
No.
There's no such thing as instant replay in wrestling.
Well, sometimes there is when it's the storyline calls for it.
Yeah, when it's a storyline.
Like Vince would run out and be like, "No, play that again," and then he'd be
with
like,
the storyline,
restart the match,
It's a storyline going on. Exactly my point. Because if there was instant replay, in matches would have to be have to continue disqualifications.
Yeah. Like Liv wouldn't be champion because they wouldn't replay her hit Becky.
Exactly. But it'd be hilarious though. I want to challenge this result. Can you imagine that instant replay? Like how football has challenges, and like basketball has challenges, hockey has challenges, baseball. Imagine if they had that in wrestling. I want to see the next Botchamania already. Yeah, man. Maybe tomorrow. I think he usually does uploads on Sundays. You ever watch Botch?
He might skip. I feel like just because I feel like he does it every like 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Like, yeah, it doesn't do it every week.
So it'll be next Sunday.
Yeah. You ever watch Botchamania Degrassi?
Which one?
Botchamania.
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
I had a friend who was like a regional wrestler. His name was Botch. That was his. that was his angle. That was his gimmick.
I think Jericho said in an interview, "And you know what I hate? I hate the word botch."
Botchamania always uses that clip whenever when they show Jericho botching something.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like I meant to say that. I meant to do that. You meant to screw up. Jericho's such a mark.
You saw that Cody Rhodes has been. Cody Rhodes will have a cameo in the new Naked Gun.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
I wonder if it won't be. Those movies always had a kind of a set piece at the beginning where you were just kind of dropped into the middle of a bust, or you were kind of dropped into there was an intro where you were dropped into the middle of a story as it was happening, kind of before the credits rolled.
Are they gonna do this? Are you gonna have Liam Nielsen on WWE TV, and they're gonna have like what they did with the Undertaker storyline? Undertaker was Undertaker. Yes, you remember that? Well, where is the Undertaker? They actually get Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. I'm guessing it'll be unless he's just like playing a henchman, a tough guy or something. Yeah, that there'll be some kind of wrestling set piece. Where at a wrestling show or an event or something like that.
Cody does have connections with Hollywood.
Cody was busted for selling drugs, I believe, and he was beaten up and thrown to prison by a vigilante with a bow and arrow once.
Oh, he was an arrow. That's facts. Yes, he was.
Yeah,
yeah. He was a drug guy.
He's definitely got like a look that you could sell as.
He loves comics. I know he loves comics.
I think in
Arrow wrestling. So
in Arrow, the drug he was selling was Stardust. I think
it was called something like that, Stardust, and that was his gimmick at the time. That was his gimmick
at the time. Yeah. Because then they brought in Stephen Amell to wrestle against him. Like he wrestled Cody.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Cody came back when Oliver went to like prison in an episode, and then he was one of the prisoners.
It's funny.
Goldberg was on the Flash.
Yeah.
Edge was on the Flash in its second season.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. A lot of wrestlers in the DC, man. Edge, Goldberg.
Yeah. Cody. Edge was weird too because it was literally he was clean shaven. He had like brown hair. Didn't even look like
Adam Smasher.
He was Adam Smasher. Yeah.
There's another wrestler I see at least twice a year at a Pearl Jam concert.
Who?
Adam Copeland.
Oh yeah, Edge. Yeah.
Eve Torres was Volcana in Supergirl.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I know Batista was in Smallville. Before he got really big. Before he became a big star, he was in Smallville. Kane was in Smallville. I know that.
After Furiosa, I would cut James Gunn a big fat check to guarantee that I get Chris Hemsworth in heavy makeup playing a villain, a DC villain, because I know Furiosa's having problems, and I can't recommend the movie enough if you guys haven't seen it.
What do you mean problems? I heard it's good.
It's box office problems.
I
Drew
said that,
versus Damien official.
I'm not surprised. You know what? I'm not surprised. It's not because of the movie. I'm just surprised overall with box office now.
Yeah, I don't think any one movie is going to save anything.
I think the movies can make the most money this year. Honestly, it's going to be Deadpool.
Yeah.
So he's just making this announcement now, right? Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Of course, in Scotland. He's from there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from there, Degrassi. That's why he's going to wrestle.
I see. Well, that's cool. That's cool. That
I bought my Deadpool tickets.
Me too. I have to wait 2 months.
Yeah, that's crazy. First day, so they do count stuff like that, right? Movie theater chains, the owners and the accounting departments, they do count. First day sales for a movie like that are incredibly important, and that movie shit the bed the first day. It's caught up since, right?
Yes, it has. I think AMC said something over 200,000 tickets sold. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: if it makes all of its money
in 1 week
now,
yeah.
Like
how'd that Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare shake out? Because I remember people said it was having a bad opening, but it had a limited American theater release, so it was like expected. It was going to go harder in England.
Disney must have very high confidence in Deadpool if they release tickets this early.
Well, yeah, like they know that they can see the numbers for Deadpool 1 and 2. They can see the numbers for Logan. They can kind of look at Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and kind of know, like, this people are hyped for it. So it's the last breath of Marvel's like hype, I feel.
I'm excited. People take my skepticism and about it as negativity or like I'm somehow detracting. No, I'm just incredibly skeptical, just for a number of reasons, right?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I think we have to be,
Yeah. My last MCU thing was Thor: Love and Thunder, and after that, I was like, I ain't watching this stuff again. And then they announced Wolverine and Deadpool. I'm like, okay, I'll come back for this. But otherwise,
it's definitely and I don't have where some people see confidence in some of the decisions they're making. I don't like with hiring Terry Matalas for the Vision show. And like regardless of what anyone thinks about Picard season 3, I just don't think he's the right choice. Can he run a show? Sure. Should it be that one? I don't know. He's just a dick, and they're the nicest guy in Hollywood. Sure. Anyway.
People are excited for the X-Men movie. People are excited for the X-Men movie. They're just not excited for the writer, the front runner is.
The new Hunger Games guy, the guy that I just don't have. When TV writers, when they give somebody who's written a bunch of TV and like maybe one movie or 2 movies, and one of those movies was middling and the other one was just bad, objectively bad, I don't have high hopes. But again, it's just he's probably the person that put up the least resistance to whatever they handed him.
Yeah.
And he's also probably the person who, when you look at the pay scale, has one less zero than everyone else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they always hire these like cheap writers and stuff and give them like, $1 million projects. And it's like, they don't give them high returns. But like the fact that the Russo brothers, to my knowledge, still aren't directing any Marvel movies. Like,
have you seen their output since?
It's not
good.
I mean,
like the Russos gave them their best Marvel movies. Like, you would think
their editors, the Russo brothers editors gave them their best movies.
Yeah, the Russos outside of Marvel.
I've just been in the last couple days of this week. I've been wrapped up in all the various elements of the Furiosa, for lack of a better term, discourse, right? And its comparisons to its predecessor, Fury Road. And none of them, like when you actually know the numbers, none of them hold up. It's all just people flapping their gums, blowing out hot air to pretend they know something about a thing they don't. And this somehow was getting back to wherever we were. But yeah, what were we talking about before I branched off there? I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
Deadpool, Wolverine hype.
Yeah, like it's yeah, no, I've lost myself. I'm sorry.
Well, at least
happens.
Deadpool 3 seems to be more in line with the other two Deadpool movies. So at least you kind of know those two movies were good. You expect some quality. It doesn't scream MCU done. It screams just more like this was, this is done by, to my knowledge, the original people who did Deadpool 1 and 2, or at least.
Yeah, Sean Levy to me doesn't.
It's Sean Levy this time directing.
He's milquetoast to me. He's not a bad director. He's just kind of middle of the road.
Sean Levy?
Just a good. Yeah, he's just capable, right? He knows how to get
stuff. Ryan Reynolds, right? So he's like.
He's done movies with both of them, Real Steel and The Atom Project. But from the very beginning, I said as soon as he came on, I called it Night at the MC Museum.
Oh, yeah, because it's at a museum, yeah.
Yeah, because it's basically what this is. We're taking a tour of the Marvel Universe with these two characters and their wackadoodle adventures,
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm down. I'm going. I want to. Nobody knows this. Check your local listings because it is playing in 3D as well. Yeah. So I'm
surprised.
A 3D advocate. I love 3D movies, so I'll be seeing it in 3D.
Aaron, you did your thing about like Owen Wilson in Deadpool 3, and it was whatever picture it was, but you should use him in Night at the Museum. Like here he is in Deadpool 3, and it's
the cowboy. As the cowboy, the toy cowboy.
Oh, I forgot he was in those movies. Yeah,
Jebediah. Well, he's always most Ben Stiller movies you'll find Owen Wilson.
Sean Levy didn't direct all of those, did he? He did the first two. I don't even know how many there were. I can't even remember.
There are
three, I think.
Three? Yeah. Night at the Museum, Battle at the Smithsonian, and Secret of the Tomb.
Yeah.
There you go. And then there was a cartoon as well, right?
Yeah, that was like a reboot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know it was a cartoon.
And then I feel like
it was a Disney Plus thing, I think, after they bought, because I think it's a Fox movie, so it was after they bought Fox.
Yeah. And the whole is it now? You remember how I was? There's been a million jokes about this, and I'm sure Red Letter Media has a whole 5-hour video about it. How like all of the Jedi in the prequels were all dressed like sand farmers.
Yeah.
Right. So, I always thought that was dumb. I always thought the Jedi were going to look like Luke did in Return of the Jedi. They would all have some variation on that kind of dark samurai getup,
Yeah.
And instead of all looking like Uncle Owen.
Yep.
But anyway, they even looked like that 100 years before Phantom Menace. Anyway.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, the Acolyte though. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Get ready.
Yeah.
So it's a thing, and it's a thing, and it's going to be a thing, and people aren't going to shut the fuck up about it. It's going to be awesome, and it's just about a week or so away, right?
Yep.
What are we? 2 weeks? Week and a half?
June 6th, maybe.
Four episodes have went out. 2 will be on the premiere.
We got a Jedi Wookiee, man. Wookiee.
No. He's been cast in Wednesday, and if he's not Lurch, who in the fuck is he? Jonas Somato, the guy that plays Chewbacca in the prequels and Solo in the sequels and Solo. He's been cast in Wednesday season 2, so please be Lurch.
Because he's tall. So it makes
sense. Yes.
So we don't see Lurch in season 1, right?
I don't think so. I think isn't Fester and Morticia Gomez and
Thing
and it.
Yeah,
right?
we only see the brother. Yeah, we don't see Pugsley.
Yeah, so they still got that, and then they cast the guy that plays Chewie, and he's playing this Wookiee Jedi too. So he's their go-to Wookiee now. That's the movie I want to make. Whenever anybody throws that Star Wars Twitter engagement question out there, if you had complete control of one Star Wars project, what would you do? I would do the Wookiee Trandoshan War. That's what I would do. No humans, all aliens.
Yeah.
No one. No. Do the. If you've seen The Hunt for Red October, they start out speaking Russian with subtitles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the camera. I think it's Sam Neill. Sam Neill is the boatswain, I think, in that movie. He's Sean Connery's second in command, I believe. And he's speaking Russian, and the camera just gets in tighter and tighter and tighter on his lips as he's speaking Russian with subtitles. And then there's a pregnant pause, and he goes from speaking Russian to English. Subtitles disappear, and the camera pulls back out. And the Russians are speaking English the rest of the film. Beautiful transition for, and telegraphing to the audience, what's happening. All just deftly done in a single shot, Something like that. Just all aliens just fighting a war between two warring alien species. Wookiees versus Bosks. I'm in.
Because now we got Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes. Logan Paul. Ugh. He used to date the actress from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Chloe Bennett. Ugh.
Yep.
I mean, not. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Who did?
Logan Paul. Dated Chloe Bennett.
He dated Chloe Bennett?
Yeah. Thank God they're not together. He's with that model now. What's her name? He got pregnant. Fuck.
Is he with one of the Hadid sisters?
No. I forget who it was. You've seen her around before. Logan Paul's girlfriend. I know her name. I know what she looks like, but she's quite Nina
Agdal.
Yeah. Man, it's good to be rich, because if he wasn't wealthy and well known, nobody wanted to date him because of his personality. Seriously, the Paul brothers they represent what's wrong with YouTube.
I'll be watching his brother get his brother's suicide match on Netflix.
What was that, Wizard?
Like wrong with influencers more than YouTube, because like Mr. Beast is what's wrong with YouTube in some ways, but influencers I'd say is what the Paul brothers are.
No, I hate people on Instagram say they're influencers. You're not a freaking influencer, okay? Almost everybody has it. Everybody on Instagram, wherever, say they're an influencer. They're not. It's just a word. Influencers lost the meaning now because of people like that. But I mean, Jake Paul's gonna get his ass whipped by Mike Tyson. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's he's that poor kid. I mean, it could go either way. I was there for Buster Douglas, man. I didn't see that coming, but this is.
I wouldn't feel bad.
Who was it that fought? Was it Mayweather, and it was just like a dance the whole time?
Oh, Mayweather versus Colin McGregor.
Yeah, it was Mayweather.
Yeah. No, it was one of the Paul brothers. I thought that it was.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, and he just held him and hugged him the whole time.
Because Mayweather, that's how Mayweather fights. He's not an offensive fighter. He's always been a defensive fighter. He'll make you waste your energy. So once his opponent gets tired,
the $180 million dance is what the Mayweather McGregor fight is called now.
Boy, I think Conor McGregor offered $100 million to lose too. Boy, if I got offered $100 million to lose, I'd just take the loss. I'm good with $100 million. Seriously.
Oh yeah. But seriously, break my skull for $100 million. Yeah, I'm in. Mm-hmm. Where do I sign?
Yeah, Seriously, is of course like Mayweather would have beat McGregor in a boxing match, but if it was a UFC fight, Mayweather wouldn't even last a second with Conor McGregor. Not even a second. Because UFC fighter will always be the boxer.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's
like in a UFC style fight.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I mean, if they get like an arm bar or whatever, like a hold.
You get a boxer to go punch you and just grab the arm and you put him in an arm bar. It's over.
Or like a leg lock or something.
Yeah, it's over.
If they don't work out, I mean, they do like their runs and stuff, but otherwise, like I don't know much about. The only sports are the ones we're watching right now on screen. That's the only sport I watch.
Oh man.
I don't watch a lot of sports, but my brothers do, and I hear it from them constantly. And
they always get on your case for not watching sports.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm also, like Aaron knows this, I have a lot of friends and family that are in professional sports.
Yeah.
A few, and so it's always the business of sports has always appealed to me, but not necessarily the sports themselves. The personalities, and not when I was a kid, sure, I had like heroes and stuff, a young kid, but I still cared more about comic books and stuff like that, movies and TV shows. And girls and cars.
Yeah, you're like a teenager.
Yeah, when I turned 40, I sold all my comics and toys and my jet skis and boats. And then when I turned 50, I sold all my jet skis and boats and bought comics and toys. That's how the story goes.
Oh, see. No matter how old you are, you're always a kid at heart. Always.
Some people say that apparently there's a theory that a lust or a thirst for nostalgia is like a top tier narcissistic trait, the top tier trait of a narcissist, like a red flag, a narcissism red flag. And I don't know if everybody thinks that the time they came up in was the best time, right? Even people who say I was born in the wrong time, I should have been born in this time.
Some adults like to remember their childhood. They still love stuff from their childhood. I don't necessarily as a narcissism trait.
I don't either. Like, especially when the stuff from your childhood like remains constant throughout your life when they're still throwing shit at you.
Sports, for example, people who grew up with sports as kids still watch sports. What, like wrestling, for example? For you, comics, toys, whatever.
Even wrestling. I mean, I get pangs of nostalgia for wrestling.
Yeah.
No, and it's never like I also understand that it's never going to feel like it did then. There's just something that it's just you're never gonna. Stuff comes close. There's always stuff that comes close to making you feel like, like that initial rush and the magic that you felt when I still get it, from some things. Every time I go see a band I like live, I get like it. I'm just getting goosebumps and feel my hair standing up thinking about concerts I have coming up, man. And yeah, I'm feeling it right now. Getting the I call them acid shivers because it's something that comes with when you do LSD or any kind of hallucinogens, you'll get a shiver up and down your spine, and that's what I'm kind of feeling right now is that I'm thinking about concerts and being with people I know and love and seeing people I know and love do live music with 30, 40, 50,000 people screaming at them.
Yeah.
It's a feeling that simply cannot be beat. And
when you're in an audience, an event,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
so about, but again, nostalgia. It was about, we were talking about nostalgia, and that's, I'm not, if you're gonna make it, I love Superman. I've loved Superman ever. Superman, again, another thing that's ubiquitous throughout my life. Always been there, whether it's been on TV or in movies and comic books, cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, we ate Superman peanut butter when we were kids. It was everywhere. Stuff is ubiquitous,
man.
Yeah, more ubiquitous then than it is today.
Yeah.
Right. Even with our open access.
Comic book writers wouldn't be comic writers if they didn't love comic books as kids.
Yeah, all fiction at this point is fan fiction, especially if you're working on a previously exist. If you're playing with somebody else's toys, you're writing fan fiction.
If you didn't have professors, college professors, or high school teachers teaching you about Shakespeare or anything like that, I mean, right?
Yeah, how are you going to know what you like? Yeah, how are you going to know what you like unless you've been introduced to it? And
that's entertainment in general, right?
But how much of it can be called, like, how much of this, like, the shit that I love, like Star Wars and DC Comics and what else, like the shit that I'm really into, Star Wars, DC, Tim Burton Batman movies, Mike Hodges' 1980 Flash Gordon movie, the music of the 90s, like I have experienced it, and when the stuff endures throughout your life from the time that you were introduced to it, where you don't necessarily have to go back to all the stuff that you had before, but they're giving you new stuff that is as good or better. That's not nostalgia.
No,
that's just good stuff that's related to the nostalgic part. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
This Superman movie that we're getting next summer, James Gunn's Superman. That's what I call it. James Gunn's Superman. Like you'll hear cries of Donner, it's just Donner 2.0. Yeah, but how do you shake that? How do you shake the literal foundry face of comic book and superhero movies, from a comic book and superhero movie? Captain Marvel is Donner 2.0. Iron Man is Donner. Every superhero movie that came after Superman the movie is Donner 2.0. What does Kevin Feige say every time he gives a speech about the MCU? Well, the first thing we do when we put a room together for a project is we make everybody watch Richard Donner's magnum opus, 1978 Superman the movie. And then Jeff Johns is there like, yeah.
I think what for Marvel, what Donner's Superman movie is great. It's amazing. One of the obviously top 5 comic book hero movies, but I think they cannot be the template for some Marvel characters. Because they're written differently.
But I think they finally moved on.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of that has to do with losing James Gunn, and nobody wants to talk about that.
I just think Superman is not a template for writing Marvel characters. I mean, we discussed this last night, right? You can't use a template of characters that are different from the characters you're going to introduce, because they're all different. Otherwise, they'll all be the same.
Well, it's just the basic structure, of a superhero origin movie. They've all followed.
Yeah, but she cannot. Oh crap! Here's Logan.
Here we go. Oh, where's ISO Speed at?
But you could not have basic structure. But you cannot have say a Captain Marvel movie. You cannot base that upon a structure of a Superman movie, because there's different origins. There's different. It's like it's just different.
But they did.
You can't do it with Batman. Or actually, you could do a little similar to Batman, because the parents from
Batman Begins, the Goyer Nolan script for Batman Begins. If you go back and read, Tom Mankiewicz's Batman script is wacky and weird. It has some wacky and weird shit in it. But it's the same guy that rewrote Mario Puzo's Superman the movie script. Tom Mankiewicz wrote
I actually think
a Batman script, and the Batman Begins script has a lot of those Tom Mankiewicz Batman the movie script elements in
I
it.
think Batman Begins, that template of Bruce Wayne Batman, especially at the beginning, is actually better for Marvel to use because I think characters will relate more to that template of Batman than Superman.
Well, I don't know what they mean when they say they use the template. Is it just like the story structure of the origin? Because like Batman Begins follows the same sort of thing of like them before hero and then hero.
Well, you look.
Yeah. They all have the same beats for the most.
Yeah. That would make sense if that's what they're learning off of.
Because in Marvel, it's subject learning how to be a hero, right? And Batman's like is learning how to do good. He wants how he can help Gotham or Bruce Wayne, right? And learning how to be a hero for Gotham. So that's a template. I think we discussed this. Batman is a perfect Marvel character if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But conversely, what James Gunn and Peter Safran were doing when they started stacking their room, when because it's a common practice for, especially if you want everybody to be on the same page with like the type of emotion and reaction you're trying to evoke from your audience. Yeah. So you've got Feige saying we've got to watch Superman the movie to get at the heart of what we're trying to do, and Gunn and Safran say, well, we're going to watch Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy to get to the heartbeat of what we're trying to do with the new DCU. That we're literally going to be stepping into a fully fleshed out world that has a past, present, and future that have been clearly defined and will be clearly defined.
That is Lord of the Rings.
Yes, and we'll see all that unfold and all the pieces come into place, but they're not so linear and congruous that they're fully interdependent on each other.
Yeah.
And the much like, let's say, Star Wars, even Star Wars, they referenced A New Hope. We're going to be stepping into this new cinematic universe, for lack of a better term, en medias res, which means in the midst of things. The past will have already happened. We'll be entering the present, but there will have already been a future mapped out that we'll be going to. So let's say, for instance, at some point in Clark Kent's past, he went to the 30th century and learned how to be a hero as a teenager with a group of teenagers who were brought together and inspired by him 1,000 years later.
Oh, I know what you're referring to. What are they called?
And then he comes back literally to the point where he left, right? Yeah. Having gone from the human perspective, Superboy to Superman in the midst of a matter of minutes, right? Mm-hmm. So you've literally got decades worth of stories that you can tell that happen within a fraction of a second in one story. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just buckle up because we're going to have fun. It's just, they've really, I don't know, just the room they put together, the leadership, and from project to project. I know Damon Lindelof gets a lot of shit, but Watchmen was stellar, and I have high hopes because I think I should, and I don't think I'm going to be disappointed.
Show, right? He did the TV show, right?
Yeah, he was the showrunner on Watchmen.
Oh, maybe that's the one season. Yeah,
it only needed one season. I'd gladly watch another one if it followed that character. But what was great about that show was that it was a sequel to the comic. It literally followed the comic.
Yes, it was.
It was a literal sequel to the comic.
Yes, it was.
And I loved that about it. That's what I loved about it. Whether that was a nostalgia play or not, it just made sense. It all worked, you know.
Oh, what a move!
And I know this Lantern show is a like a procedural. I don't know if it's a. It may play around with both of those kind of formats. There's the Who Done It, right? Which was there's two different formats for the television, the serialized mystery on television. There's the Who Done It, right, where you're following along with the protagonist to ultimately discover who the antagonist is, who the killer was, who perpetrated the crime. And then the other one is How Catch 'Em, where you see the crime being perpetrated, the audience knows who did, and the protagonist, like Matlock, very well may know from the beginning, but the audience is like pointing at the screen going, no, dummy, it's that guy. So How Catch 'Em's, whodunits and How Catch 'Em's engage the audience in two very distinctly different ways, and they're both equally effective. So I suspect that Lanterns may play with both of those. We'll see.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I'm just excited. My whole thing is I'm just excited by the promise of it all. Like we expect the unexpected, you know. Mm-hmm. But with all the heart and spirit and pure, this is what you expect by giving you nothing you expect. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that's how Peacemaker was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
To me, at least, I can't think of a better show, like a better comic book based TV show. I really can't. It had a little bit of everything. It was grown up and juvenile at the same time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As my father would say, like a sore dick, can't beat it.
I would say that I wanted Peacemaker to have a little bit more like comic, well, like it had comic booky, but more like a recognizable supervillain, and it had his dad. But if the reboot didn't happen in the middle of the show's run, you know, they could have. You know, we'll see what they do with that.
Yeah, it's not that they're not gonna. There's not gonna be some clear delineation between what was and what is and what will be, but there's really not. I think people will put way too much thought into it. Like, oh, audience confusion. How is it going to make sense if Jason Momoa stays as Aquaman, but we've got a new Superman and a new Wonder Woman and a new Batman and a new Flash? It doesn't have to make sense. It just is. Like, he's Aquaman. There's no. Why do you need an explanation? I get that there are people need that. I get some. No, I don't think so. I think that's a massive, massive, massive downgrade. And Aquaman 2 made about $450 million globally, which any other franchise would guarantee it a third film. I don't think that's the case here. It may well be, but I think he's staying as Aquaman. Lobo's one of those characters that they can take from being is a popular comic book character, right? And since he doesn't have a lot of general appeal amongst the general audiences and the general public, that's someone they can sell, right? A character they can sell almost in like a Drax, Rocket Raccoon type capacity where nobody really knows anything about him, so anything goes, right? Do you want the guy that everybody knows as Aquaman doing that? I don't know. For me, it could go either way. But
I remember when people said that Roman Reigns could play Lobo.
Oh, that was people just being stupid.
For me, I would hire Danny Trejo. I don't care if he's 80. I think Danny Trejo should be Lobo.
You know what was a missed opportunity? Back in the 90s on Superman the Animated Series, not having Macho Man voice Lobo. That would have been awesome.
He was busy voicing Grandpa Ghostal on Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Or the whatever the wrestler was in the Dexter's Lab show, that like special with the superheroes.
Oh.
Yeah, those are all coming to Blu-ray finally.
Ooh, yeah.
But no, just because of like the main man bit, the Macho Man bit, you could be like, oh yeah, Superman. Main man Lobo's gonna wrap a chain around you.
You Superman. Oh yeah, Superman! You can rise to the cream of the crop. I'm at the top of the cream of the crop.
Yeah, I don't like this Paul kid just based because of who he is, but I'm sorry, he can wrestle and he's got like he can sell, I guess they say. So yeah, I can't shit on him for him making his way in wrestling at all because kid's got the goods, you know.
They should get Chris Hemsworth to wrestle. If he wants to train if he wants to become Hulk Hogan, we need him in the ring.
I've just never seen anybody revel in a role as much as Hemsworth did as Dementus in Furiosa. I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of acting lost.
He acted different. I mean, I didn't watch the movie, but from the trailers, because they showed him.
Oh, I just forget it's him. I know it's him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I completely forget it's him.
I know it's him, but like I watched a lot of his movies, and he's never acted like that before in any of his movies.
Yeah, he said on Hot Ones that he loved playing a villain, really, because he's never gotten to play a villain.
Have you ever seen Drew Goddard's Bad Time at the El Royale?
2016.
He's a religious. He plays a cult leader in Drew Goddard's Bad Times at the El Royale.
He was good there. Like
so good. But in this, it's like all the way to 11. It's
okay.
And one of the for me, Dementus. What is he? The Great Dementus, Lord Dementus, Doctor Dementus. I think throughout the film, he's given all those titles at some point.
Isn't the villain from the Mad Max in it too? That character.
Morton Joe from Fury Road.
Yeah, he's also in it.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not the villain in this. He's not the villain in Furiosa.
I know that.
Yeah, but he's in it. Yeah, he's in it. Originally, if I understand it correctly, Dementus, this character that Chris Hemsworth played, was originally written as the origin for Immortan Joe, or part of Immortan Joe's origin, and then George Miller split them into two characters at some point in the development of these movies.
Are you going to do another Mad Max movie like an actual with Mad
No,
Max?
if this one doesn't make any money, they won't. No, we have to remember Fury Road only made $380 million worldwide. Right?
Well,
I don't care. It's still a great movie. And 10
here we go.
10 Academy Award nominations. It won 6, all technical, I think.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but Dune's going to win. If any Warner Brothers is going to win awards, Dune's going to win it. Most of them.
Yeah, I can't. I have Dune 2 until I see Dune Messiah. I can't fully form an opinion that anybody wants to hear about Dune 2 until.
You weren't particularly interested in the prequel series.
I was, but I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
They need to do a Mad Max prequel sequel. Do a sequel to the very first Mad Max before it was a post-apocalypse. But bridge the gap between those movies.
Well, the next one, if there is a next one, is called The Wasteland.
I mean, I don't tell her Joy they're gonna come. They don't do something with her. No, she's going to DC. I'm calling you. She's gonna go to DC.
I thought she was gonna be Supergirl. I thought that was a lock.
I thought
But I thought Sarah Polley was a lock for director too. I just don't think you walk away from something like she did for no reason, just to make a documentary about your life.
Unless Marvel.
No, I mean that movie. She's making a documentary about her life, being a child star, and and it's going to win awards. She's got something to say. It's going to be good. And it's going to be worth everybody that loves movies. Probably needs to watch, and the fact that she walked away from that Disney movie for what I thought it was for Supergirl. But it's not, and it's crazy to me that it's not a woman directing Supergirl, but it's not. And
so Cody's with the win here. Cody retains, obviously. A good match. Wow. I know they're gonna put the title on Logan one day. I just know it. But
But she's like Henry Cavill. She can't play every character. Anya Taylor-Joy can't play every character. She's Furiosa, or she's Magic in the X-Men, or she can't be in every franchise. If she's going to be Alia,
if she's willing to come back as Magic,
if she can't be Alia, she can't be all of these epic. I mean, she can. Henry Cavill is going to be. He was Superman. He's going to be Highlander. He's going to be this. He's going to be Wolverine.
I'm going to tell you right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Jessica Chastain signs with Warner Brothers. I mean DC. I think she's got a wherever she hangs her hat as far as her deals go and stuff, like movies that she wants to make. Might be she might have an office there already. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Well. Yeah, I just think she might. I mean, she's good friends with Andy Muschietti, right? We know that.
Yeah.
We know what Andy Muschietti is working on. The only problem is, I don't know. I can see working.
It just depends on how. It just depends on everything revolves around everything with Batman.
Yeah.
In Gunn's DCU revolves around how old Damian Wayne will be.
Damian Wayne, yeah. Also, they need
It doesn't matter who or how old any of those other characters are. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Barbara Gordon, Cassandra Cain, any other members of the Bat family, Barbara Gordon. It doesn't matter how old any of them are until we know how old the DCU's Damian Wayne will be when we start out. That's the hook that all of it hangs on. Personally, I think he's going to be somewhere around 15.
And the thing you think about Degrassi is thinking about you said about Chris Hemsworth as a villain for DC. He's a fan of Batman.
Yeah,
he's a big Batman fan, right? So, so I wouldn't put it. I'm definitely not throwing that out of the way, out of the possibility, because I think he is a good chance. If he's a good chance, he could go DC, and James Gunn likes
be the DCU's Harvey Dent Two-Face.
Oh, you have to pull. Yeah, I mean,
you could give him something if you want to give him something physical. He could do, if you want to be something dramatic, he could be Clayface. Like the act, like for the Basil Carlo, actor side of it.
It's something you're gonna have to something to bury him in makeup and just chew the fuck out of the scenery. That's what I'm talking about, like he did in Furiosa.
He could be the one cult guy, the Deacon Blackfire or whatever.
Deacon Blackfire.
I don't know.
He could be like Extant. He could be Hawk, who becomes Extant, the mad time villain.
You could just make him kill the Croc.
That was the bait and switch for Parallax in Zero Hour.
Oh yeah. Well, not necessarily a Batman villain. I mean, he could do other villains too.
His two standout performances for me are the ones where he played a villain. This and El Royale. And,
yes.
Both
the hell, yeah.
I thought of one. I forgot it. I thought of a good one.
That was
Hush. If you wanted to be Hush.
He could play Hush. He could definitely play Hush.
The Cult is finally being reprinted after 10, 15 years. It's getting a deluxe hardcover reprint and in October and a softcover reprint in November. You'll notice that that's right around the time that the Penguin is dropping. Mm-hmm. Whether or not that's relevant, I can't say, or I won't say, but you'll see, I guess. And what else? Oh, the Long Halloween.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, there's a new installment of the Long Halloween coming. 10 issues.
Like a sequel to it?
Yeah. Tim Loeb and Sale were planning a a third installment. Well, I guess a fourth technically, if you count Catwoman When in Rome. They were plotting and planning the last Halloween when Tim Sale died, and there is some Tim Sale artwork for the last Halloween that we will be seeing, but it will be a rotating series of artists. I think Ed Riso does the first issue. I don't know if each issue is a different artist, but yeah, they've made a mistake. It's called Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. They need
they did that. Yeah.
Before it goes to print, they really need to drop The Long Halloween and just call it The Last Halloween. And other than that,
it's what everyone's going to call it anyway. Like it's what everyone's going to call it that.
It's a bad name, man. It's a really bad name. But the show is over, guys. So it's time to, I guess, end it. 3 hours.
It just restarted, didn't it? So it just restarted, didn't it? Isn't this the intro we're watching? I got Peacock on now. I think they just.
Yeah, they do it. They showed a replay of it again right after.
Yeah, right after. Yeah, that's what's. There's a video package right now with.
They do that right now. Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing a press conference. I don't think they are.
According, it's not scheduled for one. Usually it is. All right, but yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. Razor, where can I find you?
All right, fellas, have a great one.
Take care, Degrassi. Razor, where can I find you?
Subscribe to Wizard of Wordplay on YouTube.
All right.
I'm just on Twitter and on Aaron's streams, on Perk streams, and I may be popping up in some other places from time to time. Oh, yeah, no.
Kidding.
I can do blood sports, right? But I don't think he wants that.
He can't handle his smoke. All right.
Ooh, man! McFarlane just dropped another Batman statue that I have to say no to, but I don't think I can. Good God, Todd, you gotta stop, right?
I care about Todd as a Spawn movie updates. That's all I care about.
Dude, but no, I don't. I'm sorry. He's made some awful business decisions, but the dude is
not with toys
right now. No, he has. He's made some awful business decisions with toys. The Star Trek license, that was a fucking mess, dude. He only ended up pulling off 2 figures out of the whole deal. So he's had misfires before, right? And but since he started working with DC and with basically becoming their consumer products division at this point, like that's the truth, kind of, for DC Comics, just primarily. There's no stopping him now with the Marvel license and the other stuff he's got coming down the line that we'll be hearing about soon. He may end up being, at the end, in his twilight years, making McFarlane Toys like a one-stop for all licensed intellectual property. And I'm not entirely sure if that isn't what he's trying to do, but he's well on his way. When you're actually getting products, IP and franchises licensed to you from other toy companies, right? And it's one thing from, let's say I own Transformers and I'm Hasbro and I license Transformers to a company that makes high-end statues, or that's one thing. But to license out Transformers to a toy company that quite literally does the same thing that you do is crazy to me, right? So Hasbro giving him a G.I. Joe and a Transformers license, regardless of whatever era it is, and the company that the comics that will be packed with them will use, right? We know with his Marvel product, the Marvel comics that these statues are based on are going to be packed with those products. So That's cool to me. That's just super cool to me. You know.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have a good one.
You too. Yeah. Guys, Monday, it's All About Wrestling episode 108. Yeah, 108. Well, yeah, I think you know what the episode's going to be about, but reviewing this King and Queen of the Ring and whatever weekly news updates, stuff like that. So that's Monday. But that's Memorial Day. So we're celebrating on Memorial Day at episode 108. Even
you don't celebrate Memorial Day in Canada, do you? Hey, there's Sammy Brand Muffins.
We celebrate Victoria Day, but I already passed. But I'm just for my American audience. But yeah, most of my audience is American anyway.
I'm going to celebrate with some burgers and dogs and some tater salad.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, like, share, subscribe, and comment below.